Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The all-new Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
We're live. Here we go. It's the Friday edition of the Sports Cage, live in the brand new Sports Cage studios. Sharky is with me, Barney Shinkaruk. We got Colson over there and Curtis over there. We're really doing it.
Curtis looks stressed. Curtis,
we are on sportscage.com.
Yep.
If you are watching and streaming, you can see Sharky's face, what Sharky actually looks like these days.
The anonymity is over.
It's over.
It's over. Yeah.
Oh, that's the guy that, and you don't want that. And
no.
As always, on Fridays, the show is brought to you by Nelson Homes, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. Are we on Twitter today? Can anyone confirm? So we're streaming on Twitter as well.
Oh, my goodness. We're everywhere. This
All
is
over.
amazing.
That's how it is.
It's amazing.
Not on cable, like what we grew up with.
We're not on, STV. Yeah.
The old 3 channels. So what we got today, it's funny that how live radio and now live streaming works. This is where roughly we would have Dave Thomas joining us from Winnipeg with the Blue Bombers. Dave Thomas is currently stuck in construction in Winnipeg, and in the vehicle, he said with him, we have Coach Mace in the vehicle, Brian Cox Jr., Trevor Harris, and Ariel. And they're all stuck in traffic in beautiful Winnipeg, Manitoba, waiting to get to the hotel. So once we get Dave at the hotel, he'll join us. We are going to chat with Andrew Patterson from Winnipeg Sports Talk about the game. Always nice to get the perspective from the opposing team, even when it is the Bombers. We'll talk to him also in this hour. The rematch, Sharky.
Sold out.
It is sold out. Have you looked at...
I looked. I can't find any resale market.
Resale.
Sold out.
Maybe Colson will effort on that side to see what an average ticket for the rematch would be. But we haven't talked since last week, so let's just go through it. Labor Day Classic.
Yeah.
Easily could have been won again.
Yeah.
By the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Again, different guy made a different mistake than last time. Unfortunate. Hadn't made any mistakes, I thought, all year till this point. Makes a mistake, and they recover for a touchdown. That's terribly unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't...
Because I didn't think we were that bad a football team. I really didn't. I thought we played very, very well.
Second quarter, you got to be able to bounce back from that.
Yep.
It's not like we were down 47 points.
No.
Like some of these high school football games that we're going to get to as we go along in the next month, because we are all over high school football. I can't wait to mention some of the matchups. If you're out there and you got a big clash tonight
Tell us.
You haven't emailed the Sports Cage, it's hi@sportscage.com. Let us know. 6 aside, 9 aside, whatever the game, let us know. High school football. But yeah, it's they're still in the game at that point, even though...
Where are we down? 15?
Yeah,
Yeah.
roughly. The muff punt.
Yeah.
Even my 13-year-old daughter, it was like lots of time.
We're okay.
We're okay. And then I talked to Suter yesterday. That march that Harris...
At the end.
Yeah. Like they got everybody in coverage. They're basically rushing 3 guys.
And he picked them apart. He did a great job.
Orchestrated an unbelievable drive.
And then we captured the onside kick.
Which isn't easy to do.
No. But then we get stuck with a 60-yarder. And that's not Brett Lother's fault.
No, it isn't. I hate that rule, and I don't think I'm in a position to change rules in the CFL. I really don't think anybody is.
You're very powerful. I don't know why you're so down on yourself.
I don't think anybody is. I'm not even the most powerful guy in my house.
Yeah.
Or human.
So what rule don't you like?
That the interception occurs, and there's a flag. He runs around and then gets tackled with 3 seconds left.
And that time comes off the clock.
Then we're sitting flag. We're sitting with 3 seconds. I think it should be when the foul occurs, which I quickly looked at the score clock from where I was sitting, and there was 12 seconds.
So let me ask you this question differently then.
Go ahead.
You're a
powerful question asker.
Would you have rather seen them make a play with those 3 seconds left, knowing that it was a 60-yard field goal? Right?
No, because I think they would have talked to Brett and said, what do you think? There wasn't a lot of wind at that time.
No.
And he's probably kicked the one before, but under the circumstance, it was a great kick. It just came up short.
Yep.
Like I said, I forget what day. All the days are blending together in my life these days. It's not as if he tried to drive it low. When you try and kick one really back in the day, high school,
just trying to get it there. Yeah.
And then the guy, that's where the line usually can, it hits a hand or something like that. It was a fantastic kick. Just short. It's a long kick, 60 yards. So I just feel with 12 seconds left, especially in the CFL, now you got a chance.
For 2 plays. Maybe 3.
2. I would go 2. So I would go, maybe they would take away the out. So which is the middle of the field is still open in the CFL.
Did we have a timeout left?
No, didn't have a timeout left.
All right. Okay.
But we needed another 8 yards, which the original spot, going back to the whole spot thing, which I guess was correct. It still throws me for a loop. And then just unfortunate word. But again, besides maybe the Edmonton game, which even if you got whatever is Friday night bridge night with your team or your cribbage or whatever, you always have an off night.
Yep.
In anything. Riders had an off day that day against the Edmonton Elks. They played like junk. Every other game, I would feel.
Exactly. We've been in every game, and one costly mistake at one time or another. And again, it's not always the same mistake, which is the blessing that I find, that we're not trying to fix the same problem over and over again, but we're still having a problem. We're still having an error that's costing us.
And can we step back, I think, as Rider fans, Rider Nation, and I know a lot of you are going to try and text in here on the Capital Ford Lincoln text line, 936-6262, and disagree with me, which is fine. That's what makes the world go around. If we all agreed, it would be pretty boring.
It would be.
How difficult is it to deal with these injuries, especially on the offensive line, which is there to protect the main asset?
And the patchwork of the offensive line, I thought, has done a great job.
Oh.
I thought Harris wasn't on his back. He wasn't running around like crazy. I thought, of all things, the defensive lineman coming in and playing guard. And from what I watched afterwards, he was smoking guys. He was running people over left and right. He loved it. Are you kidding me? I get to knock some of these guys on their keister. He was having a great time. So we've had a patchwork there. Pardon me, we've had some guys operating out of position. We got Logan Furlan playing center tomorrow instead of guard. He's not complaining. He's ready to go. He's got to put his hat on. Let's make it happen. And he's working with the guys that are beside him. So the patchwork and the work they've done on the offensive line, I think, is outstanding. And the bodies they brought in to make it happen.
Well, they bring in massive Tariq Stewart yesterday, 6'5", 300 on the poundage department. 6'5", 300 pounds.
That's a big kid.
That's a massive human. That I love it. And so that's where, we're not going to let him off the hook all the time, but Jeremy O'Day is working his you-know-what off to try and find whatever. Finds this guy. The one thing that I don't even know if Dave knows this or if Dave would want to answer it, is he started the season with the Edmonton Elks.
Stewart did.
Yes.
Okay.
So he attended the New England Patriots rookie camp in 2024. So why didn't he stick with Edmonton? Was there an NFL opportunity that he jetted to? That's what I would like to. I would like to know a little bit more. But 6'5", 300 pounds. I don't.
As long as he's got the conditioning to play, because the biggest thing for offensive linemen in the CFL is the 20-second clock, whereas in the NFL it's at 40-second clock. They got more time. pardon me, today for this cold. But I think if he's got the conditioning to play, he'll be right there.
Hope you don't have COVID.
No, I don't think so.
And you're stuffy?
I'm a little stuffy. I'm on a lot of Sudafed right now.
Allergies.
Yeah. I'm like a 1980s junior B player right at the moment.
Oh, did you have some Ultimate Orange? Remember drinking that stuff?
No.
That stuff was great.
No Ultimate Orange.
So they're bringing guys in. Like if you're just joining us, Dave Thomas is currently stuck in Winnipeg construction with Coach Mace, Trevor Harris,
Ariel, the media.
Ariel, and who is the other?
Brian Cox Jr.
Brian Cox Jr.
Yeah.
So we'll try and get Dave in a bit. If you're going to the game, travel safe. Did you find out how an aftermarket ticket?
I haven't found anything.
There's not. You can get You can get a ticket to the Super Bowl. Don't tell me that somewhere out there on.
I just didn't find it.
Any of those after. I'm not going to give any free plugs to those, because they should be advertising on the Sportscage now.
Yeah.
But there has to be a ticket out there. To go to a football game in Winnipeg.
Ticketmaster has it completely gray. Not available.
Okay, I'll look up. I'll go to some sneaky sites that I know.
Your dirty, underhanded news sites.
Let's take a quick break here, and then we're going to wait for the traffic to clear up. In the meantime, we will be joined when we come back by Andrew Patterson from Winnipeg Sports Talk. You're listening to the all-new Sportscage on 620 CKRM, and you are watching on the stream either on Twitter or at sportscage.com.
The all-new Sportscage is brought to you by Sherwood Co-op. From locally grown fresh produce, condiments, and Western Canadian beef, your barbecue tastes better when you shop at Sherwood Co-op food stores.
620 CKRM is your home to country's greatest hits and the 90s at 9. 1 full hour featuring the biggest hits of the 90s. Garth, Reba, Alan, Shania, George, and so much more. No cassette tape or CDs required, and 90s mullets are optional. 90s at 9 for the town of Wolseley and the voice of Saskatchewan. 620 CKRM.
In town, at the cabin, or on the farm, only one rural internet provider brings you a whole home solution. Access Rural Internet now offers download and upload speeds up to 350 megs for one low price. Plus, keep entertained with Access Next TV Stream, and keep an eye on your home and property with Access Rural Security, each for just $14.95 a month extra. Get more from your rural internet service. Visit myaccess.ca today.
The grocery store, work, taking the kids to soccer and back home again. Your family makes a lot of stops every year, tens of thousands. With each stop, you're counting on your tire's grip to stop you safely. The new Michelin Premier AS tire has excellent gripping power on wet roads, even when worn. Michelin, a better way forward. Make quality tire with 9 locations in Saskatchewan. Your next stop, and get the expert service you deserve.
Visit Michelin.ca for details.
QualityTire.ca.
On today's farms, a generator is a necessity. Whether you need to keep operating during an outage or you need to bring power to a remote location, you need a generator from Shorty Generators. They are the farm generator experts specializing in standby generators, mobile generators, and prime power generators. For any power you need on the farm, Shorty has the generator to run your equipment, and Shorty can service all makes and models of generators too. Call them today and be prepared. ShortyGenerators.ca.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
Barrels of fresh produce grown locally.
Mustards and condiments made locally.
And Western Canadian beef, aged 14 days.
Your barbecue tastes better when you shop at Sherwood Co-op Food Stores, offering more local products than any other grocery store.
While stocking the national brands you love.
Plus, member benefits let you share in the equity.
Get your barbecue meat cut in-house, your way.
I like my way.
Get more local flavor for your barbecue.
At Sherwood Co-op Food Stores, your truly local grocery store.
We are members.
We are owners.
We are Sherwood Co-op.
Style. Performance.
Upgrade your daily driver to the new 2023 Mercedes-Benz GL B250. This SUV packs a punch with features that make a normal drive exhilarating. The ultimate in automotive luxury can be yours for $419 bi-weekly. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Mercedes-Benz Regina will help you find the exact model you want. Take a test drive and feel the difference. Stop by for an award-winning experience at Mercedes-Benz Regina, recipient of the Star Dealer Award.
The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every game, home or away. And don't wait for the last minute. Get in on the amazing early bird prizes. Everything raised is used to support minor football in Saskatchewan. Support a great cause and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Sponsored by ISC.
The all-new Sportscage is brought to you by Sherwood Co-op Liquor Stores. Now open in Harbor Landing and Rochdale Boulevard.
All right, good news. Dave Thomas and the crew and the posse, they have arrived at the hotel.
They're safe.
So we're going to talk to them in a bit. I told them if they were stuck in traffic anywhere near Silver Heights in Winnipeg, they should stop there and try the ribs. You ever? It's on. I think it was on Portage. Is that main drag?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, when we go for kids,
I never drive in Winnipeg.
Kids hockey tournaments. I drive in Winnipeg in the spring, and I always need a wheel alignment when we get back. It's just it's one of those things.
It's got some potholes.
And then that town, it's like it's not built on a grid.
No,
right? It's got like it's tricky. You got to have your head on a swivel.
It's a bit like Victoria. No streets line up.
I've never even been to Victoria.
Victoria's terrible.
All I picture in Victoria is lots of bicycles.
There's that ocean and lots of rocks.
Satchels, bikes, man buns, and soy lattes.
Lots of that.
That's
oat milk. A lot of oat milk out there.
This is the last day to get in for the Ultimate Football Road Trip with Engelheim Charters. We're going September 22nd.
Can I win?
Motor coach to Minnesota to watch the Vikings and the Houston Texans. Last day. The keyword today, it is easy. If you screw this one up, I don't know if you can get across the border. NFL. That is the keyword today. So you literally have an hour and a half to get in on it because we are awarding that at 5:30 today live on the radio or on the stream. So if you want to come watch tackle football in Minnesota with us, Texans and Vikings, and you have a passport,
and you can spell NFL?
936-6262 NFL. Let's go out on the Western Pizza guest hotline. It is a perfect night for Western Pizza because it's Friday. No one likes cooking on Fridays. And if you can't get delivery from Silver Heights in Winnipeg, get some Western Pizza locally here in Regina. We are joined by Andrew Patterson, the hustler from Winnipeg. You can find him at Hustlerama and also Winnipeg Sports Talk, to be more importantly. I've been listening to the show, Hustler there, and this game is bigger for who?
Oh, geez, that's a great question.
Out of the gate, hey? I give you a tough one out of the gate.
I mean, listen, the way the West is right now, which I can't remember it being in the last 20 years, I mean, 2 wins separating first to fifth. You could make an argument for both. I think I'm probably going to say the Riders just because of the situation they're in, the fact that they didn't get the win last week at home. I mean, they haven't won since they beat the Bombers in July, and we're now into September. And, you know, everything that they sort of earned with that great start while Winnipeg was floundering has sort of been reversed. But the good thing for the Riders is the fact that if they were able to win in the Banjo Bowl tomorrow, they leapfrog Winnipeg, and they are right there, potentially in first, depending on what happens with BC and Montreal tonight. So I think it's probably a little bit more like, listen, if Winnipeg wins, they basically have 2 games on Saskatchewan with 5 games left. So I think the urgency is a little bit more, but I can tell you both of these teams are going to be incredibly focused, ready to go. Because as we always say, whether it's the Labor Day game or the Banjo Bowl, you can really throw out the records because both teams are going to bring their best, and it should be a beauty. And man, did we have a great one last week in Regina.
Yeah. I think almost every game in the league this year has been entertainment value. I've been talking about that. If you want entertainment, if you landed on it from a Martian ship from somewhere and you just wanted to be entertained, CFL football this year is unbelievable. Okay, so this one to you, Hustler. What surprised you the most in that Labor Day game from either side?
Well, to be honest with you, the points, I mean, like both of these teams went in sort of on the backs of really great defenses. And I mean, listen, I don't know if you saw the Winnipeg-Hamilton game the week before, but I mean, the Bomber offense was, let's just say, not in full gear for the majority of that game. And they had to bail themselves out with a last-minute, very clutch drive by Zach Collaros. But it was lacking before that. And I think we kind of thought, I mean, everyone was talking about this game, take the under. First team to kind of get to 20 points wins. Well, I mean, it was 29-15. We basically hit the over in the first half. So I think just how well both offenses clicked at a certain time was maybe the most surprising thing. What wasn't surprising is that it came down to, being a nail biter that could have gone either way. And it so often when you have evenly matched teams, it comes down to either one mistake here or there or special teams. And I think the special teams, obviously the touchdown the Bombers got was the play of the game. And obviously Sergio Castillo being able to hit those two nukes from over 50 ended up sort of being the difference.
That guy can kick the ball. I'll throw to you a sec. Hold on. Okay. I got to ask. Big Hill, 6th game now. Where does that leave where does that leave the Bombers? Is that a massive hole there?
Well, I mean, listen, Adam Bighill's Adam Bighill. The guy's going to be going straight to the Canadian Football League Hall of Fame. He's an incredible leader and still plays at a really high level. So, I mean, it's definitely not great for the Bombers. However, Shane Gauthier and particularly Tony Jones have come in. I mean, Bighill missed time earlier this year. That was really at a time where the defense was kind of putting the rest of the team on their back. I mean, we all remember the shutout at BC that I think stunned everyone. So listen, they've got the horses to go in, but both from a leadership, there's so many aspects the Bombers will miss Adam Bighill, but they're going to need to get used to it because he's been put on the 6th game. I mean, we don't have confirmation or clarity, but there is fear that this could be a long-term injury, one that potentially could take him out for the rest of the year. So Jones and Gauthier are going to have a lot on their plate, but they performed quite well before when Bighill's been out, and the Bombers are going to need to lean on those guys without their defensive leader in the middle of their defensive unit.
So talking about injuries, let's focus on what happened to Zach Collaros. He gets knocked a little loopy. He doesn't finish the game. They're going to go with Strevler the rest of the way. Is Collaros back in to be the starter? And if so, how close is he to 100%?
Well, he will start. I mean, he's practiced all week, and Mike O'Shea said that they sort of he wasn't in the concussion protocol or anything like that. It was precautionary.
Smart. That's a smart play.
Don't put him in there if you don't have to.
When you consider what's happened to Zach in these games, I mean, and listen, I mean, people in your area might not like to hear it, but I mean, basically, there's been a cheap shot on him in the last 3 Labor Day games, starting with Marino as Roberson, and then Brown last week. And I thought this one was probably the least egregious of the 3. I mean, listen, he got fined. He lowered his head a little bit and there was contact. And certainly you want to keep that out of the game. But it wasn't as vicious as maybe a couple of the other ones. But the result was the same. I get why O'Shea was choked after the game. I certainly know why Wade Miller was making a big deal about it. But I think what we also saw in the second half, that Winnipeg isn't like BC or Edmonton with 2 quarterbacks that can come in and basically operate the offense at a similar level. It's very different with Strevler in it. And listen, they were able to run the football, play field position, kick a couple field goals, and, make that lead count when it ended up. But it certainly came down to the short strokes at the end, and it almost blew up on them. So they need Zach Collaros playing at his level. I mean, the best part about it was the way he looked in the first half, which was a lot different than he did against Hamilton the week before. But to have him back is huge for the Bombers because they are just a totally different team if Zach isn't starting. And he'll be the guy. And I imagine we might see some Strevler packages in, but it'll be more short yardage, more specifically to run the football. But they're going to want to emulate what they did in the first half last week against a very good Saskatchewan defense.
I thought their game plan was awesome against that Saskatchewan zone, and then game plan is one thing, but then you got to execute it, and Collaros did that. So on the running point, with Oliveira only having 42 yards last game, which I when I looked at the stats at the end of the game, I thought he had more. And then you say the package with Strevler. Do you expect the Bombers to maybe pound it a little more on the ground?
I do. I really do. I mean, listen, the Bombers will run all day if you let them. And, listen, I think Saskatchewan did a good job of, runs that had been 6 and 7 yards in previous weeks were 2 or 3 or 4. And then it puts more pressure on the quarterback to move those chains. Listen, Stanley Bryant's not going to be back. And it was somewhat of a surprise. I mean, we were on the way to Regina last Saturday and got the word that Stanley wasn't playing. And that was a surprise because Mike O'Shea had said that, after the scare against Hamilton, they thought he'd be good to go. Not only did he not play last week, he's not playing this week either. Now, the guys that have been in his place have done a strong job. We are getting Pat Neufeld back this week, which nice to just have a 7th offensive lineman, and it sort of comes at the same time the Riders are dealing with some issues on the offensive.
So you don't feel
line.
sorry for us, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean it's a very similar situation to what happened to Winnipeg last week, where there are some guys that need to step up. But from a Bomber standpoint, if they can establish the run, they're in a much, much better place than if you're just putting it all on the quarterback. And it was credit to Saskatchewan for holding Brady to his quietest game that he'd had in probably a couple months because he'd really been running the football well. But yeah, I mean, I think that will be certainly out of the gate. They'll try to establish that because if the Bombers run the football, they control the game, and that's been a blueprint of their success over the last number of years.
Well, I got one question to you, and that's the Rider defense and the success that they've had. And other than Collaros in that first half with the passing, which I thought was the strength of what they did in the first half, the Rider defense has been outstanding. You talk about Oliveira not having the yards. What would they do differently to create that? What would they do to try to take that defense out?
Strevler.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Bombers?
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, I mean, listen, execute the run game a little bit better. I mean, I think like Brady's always going to be able to break a tackle or two. And, once you get on him, he'll probably drag a guy for a yard or two. But I think their ability to kind of get him through the hole without being touched, which was not really happening as much last week, is going to be paramount. I mean, Neufeld coming in should certainly help the running game. But what's been funny about the Bombers this year? I mean, the offensive line has been an issue at times, but even when Zach Collaros was having a tough time getting enough time to throw the football, they'd actually still been running the ball very consistently. So, listen, I think the Riders played the run game very well, and I think that was a real focus of theirs. For obvious reasons. It did allow Zach, though, to eat a little bit more in the first half. So I think both these teams are going to have to be well balanced. I mean, there's some stuff that's going to be there for them from the defense, and there's others that won't be. I think there's going to be challenge to the offensive coordinators to, game plan and call plays that, take advantage of what is being given. But, listen, these teams, the way I look at them, they are so close. They're built very similarly. They have similar strengths. And that's why last week's game was so good and why this one is expected to be very similar.
You've covered the league for a long time. I asked Glenn Suter this week. I asked Farhan Lalji. It looks like you're asking the question, Sharky, in the
No, I'm not.
stream.
I'm not. I'm waiting for you to give this piece of insight. Yes.
Micah Johnson playing both sides of the ball. It just reeks of awesome high school football in Sasky. Have you, come on, Hustler. When's the last time you saw that?
Well, the funny thing is earlier this season with the Bombers, and
really
because they lost 2 offensive linemen in the game. I want to say actually, I guess against Hamilton, and all of a sudden Jake Thomas is putting on a different jersey with a different number because they thought they were going to need him. I'm not sure whether he got into plays or not, but they were doing that. Listen, this is professional football. You just simply do not see that. There's a couple star NCAA players that might do it just because they're that good. But hey, credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
If you're able to help your team on both sides of the football, there's a lot of guys that'll play special teams and something else, but offense and defense, that deserves a little special recognition. I'll give them that.
For sure.
I agree 1,000%.
For sure.
He should have easily been the player of the week.
Yeah, I think the Riders should that 57 or whatever, that with no name bar, that jersey, that's a marketing opportunity for the store. right there.
457 should be the next
All
one.
right, last one, because I know you got to go do some recording. If anyone is sitting around, why should a Rider fan want to attend that game tomorrow? Is the atmosphere similar to what it is at Mosaic? Where do you put it up?
You know what? Listen, I have done, I don't know, 10 to 12 Labor Day games. And mercifully, we finally have seen a win or two, because there was a stretch there where it was just the trail of tears back to Winnipeg every single Labor Day Monday. But there's nothing like Labor Day weekend in Regina. It is a true celebration of football on the prairies. It's a fun rivalry. The people in green, the people in blue party together, have a great time. And it's sort of like a mini Grey Cup, if you will. It certainly has that atmosphere. The Banjo Bowl, ever since, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, they switched it to Saturday. And like, if you guys will recall, the Banjo Bowl used to be on the Sunday. And listen,
I forgot about that.
We're all big Canadian Football League
Sunday
fans.
games. Yeah.
I mean, we were hammering on this on our show for a long time back on 1290. Like, it was insane, first of all, to put that game on the first NFL Sunday when everyone's all horny for their fantasy teams and everything like that. Especially when nothing was going on the Saturday. Now the Banjo Bowl is the show on the Saturday. And listen, for those of us that love coming from Winnipeg to Regina, the great thing is the schedule. The game's on Sunday, but you've got Labor Day Monday off to get back home. At least, even though it's not a long weekend, we can welcome our friends in Regina, have a big blowout, have a great game, a big party that night, and give them the Sunday to come back. These are the two best stadiums in the Canadian Football League. These are the two best fan bases in the Canadian Football League, and I don't think it's close. And while it is a younger tradition than the Labor Day game, it's really turned into something special. This game, guys, has been sold out for over 2 months. So just to put it into perspective, people know that it's there, and they want to be a part of it. And listen, the great thing about Labor Day is you get a bunch of Bomber fans in, you get that atmosphere, and it's always fun to welcome the Rider fans in as well. Some who are local, some who are coming in from Saskatchewan, but that's what makes it such a special game for us here in Winnipeg. And these 2 weeks, the best weeks of the regular season in the Canadian Football League, particularly right here on the prairies.
You did a good job of selling it. I want to go.
Yeah, I do.
If I could. If I wasn't coaching football and going to 8 hockey rinks in the next few days, I would be. Hustler, great stuff. So let's see how this shakes down. And I'm just looking right now on one of the aftermarket sites. You can get into the stadium for around $200 Canadian with fees. That's not bad.
No.
And it's going to be entertaining.
I just looked. If you fans first, I think like we were checking during the show, and I think $135 was the cheapest ticket. I mean, there's hardly any tickets basically available right now. So if you are
fees
or something, that's the good thing about fans first. That not that we're getting paid to sponsor them, but there's no fees. It's just
maybe we will now.
You look at it, what the number is. So you can check that out. Do what you can to try to get there. It'll be an amazing atmosphere. The party before the game will be huge. And as I say, I'll just say one quick thing about the game last week, because, I was there in the stands and we had such a great weekend. And I just want to commend all the people in Regina and Saskatchewan that, had so much fun. We always caught that clip of those morons brawling after the game. And I'll say I was shocked to see that, because 100% of mine and all the people that we brought, our interactions were just completely positive. It was so much fun. So it was disappointing to see that. I don't know enough details about who was in it, but for crying out loud, these games are about bringing everybody together, folks. So use your head out there, smile, laugh it off if you need to, but don't end up being the guy on social media throwing down in row 5 when it's supposed to bring everyone together and have a great time.
Exactly. Good words. All right, Hustler. Have a good weekend. Enjoy it. Like I said, I wish I was going. And we'll chat with you maybe next week, maybe the week after.
You got it, fellas. Have a great one and enjoy the Banjo Bowl.
Right on. Andrew Patterson, Hustler from Winnipeg Sports Talk. You can follow him at Hustlerama on the X, where we're streaming this program.
We're live.
And we're live on sportscage.com. And as always, on the home of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, 620 CKRM.
Be prepared for what Mother Nature throws at us, because we never know what kind of wild weather is in store. Shorty Generators is authorized and trained to service all the major home standby generators, offering the largest selection of generators in Saskatchewan. Generac, Kohler, Champion, Cummins, and Briggs & Stratton. Now is the time to get your generator serviced and ready for the upcoming storm season. To book your service or to learn more about generator maintenance, visit shortygenerators.ca. The generator experts.
Hi, this is Perry from Nikki's Cafe and Catering. We love to support our local Saskatchewan farmers, and what goes around comes around. At Nikki's Cafe, we have over 15 individually packaged frozen meals at farm-friendly prices for just $10.50 each. You can even call and create a custom meal depending on your dietary restrictions. It's our traditional homemade comfort food on the go. Nikki's Cafe would be honored to help feed you and your crew during the busy seeding and harvest seasons. Find us at 1005 8th Avenue or online at nickis.ca.
It's employee pricing at Crestview Chrysler, and that means
you pay what we pay.
It's amazing. It's exciting. It's mind-blowing. I apologize. I'm just very excited.
If you need a used or new vehicle,
you can get what I pay for a vehicle. You pay what I pay, and you don't even have to work here.
It's the best time of year for a new or pre-owned vehicle.
Right now, you pay what I pay.
You get a great deal, and you don't even have to work.
Employee pricing is back at Crestview Chrysler.
3D wood signs?
Multi-layer designs?
Dimensional wood art?
Layered wood gifts?
Wood paintings?
Woody layers of awesomeness?
We're not always sure what to call our creations.
But when you need a meaningful gift to recognize someone who matters, this is the place to go.
Personalized pieces made in-house that celebrate the family, friends, clients, and staff you care about.
Sticks and Doodles, Regina's personalized artwork and gift shop. Now open at 2406 Victoria Avenue East.
Thanks, Regina. We promise to make you proud.
Fall is here and the water is fine. Water Vision Pool and Spas in Moose Jaw is your one-stop destination to relaxation. After a busy summer, the showroom is now fully restocked with hot tubs and accessories. In stock right now, brand new hot tubs starting at only $97.50. You won't find a deal like this anywhere. Once harvest is over, it's time to relax in your brand new Hydro Pool hot tub from Water Vision in Moose Jaw. Get in today while the selection is at its best. The water is calling. Maybe you should answer. Water Vision Pool and Spas, High Street, Moose Jaw.
In town, at the cabin, or on the farm. Only one rural internet provider brings you a whole home solution. Access Rural Internet now offers download and upload speeds up to 350 megs for one low price. Plus, keep entertained with Access Next TV Stream, and keep an eye on your home and property with Access Rural Security, each for just $14.95 a month extra. Get more from your rural internet service. Visit myaccess.ca today.
The government just asked us to save the world. They'll do it. They've made a few requests, so they want you to bring back floppy disks, pet rocks, and they all want Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
Well, that last one we can do.
You don't want to miss a thing. That's why at Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer, they have so much to offer, like SaskTel wireless internet. Contact Glassers TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Moosomin today.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Fort Capel area, Melville, and Yorkton, call Calvin at 99 Builders or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
The all-new Sports Cage. Watch our live stream at sportscage.com and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome back, the all-new Sports Cage. If you're out there streaming and you've subscribed to our YouTube channel, thank you so much. Sportscage.com is where you'll find us, and you'll see our fancy digs here that we're in. It's Barney Shankeruk and Sharky today. Colson and Curtis have things on the prod side, and always joining us if you are on 620 CKRM. Chime in to the conversation on the Capital Ford Lincoln text line, 306-936-6262. Okay, we weren't joking. Let's go out on the Western Pizza guest hotline, and if you're watching, you'll see him in stream. You're not sweating, Dave. I just gave people the rundown that you guys were stuck in Winnipeg traffic. How fun is that on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, actually, it is what you make it, right? But yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Sharky and I were talking at the start of the show, and we're looking at the positional chart for tomorrow. And again, some changes in the offensive line. We just talked to Hustler from Winnipeg Sports Talk as well. I think, and I'm sure you're going to say the same thing, even with the offensive line, the juggling, the injuries that the Riders have had, it's really it's going to be a tight one. It's going to be anyone's game. I can't see this one being any more than a 3-point spread.
No, I agree completely. I think this is going to be a very close, very tight game as Winnipeg kind of got away from it, capitalizing on Rough Rider mistakes, in my opinion, back in the Labor Day Classic. Here in this rematch, I fully expect the Rough Riders to shore up some of those deficiencies and maybe look to capitalize on some of the Bombers' mistakes, which I don't think they were able to do in that Labor Day Classic as well as they would have liked.
I got a question for you in terms of the defensive line players playing offensive line in practice. Did anybody switch over in practice just to get some reps in to be ready for this weekend?
No, none of that. Actually, Micah Johnson didn't take any reps either. But Coach Mace was kidded that, you haven't seen anything until you see Micah return a punt. So you never know.
Wouldn't that be good? Hey.
That is awesome. That is so good. Hey, fellas. Okay, so I think we might have talked about this Monday, Dave, on our special edition. I think that we could see, if pull out all the stops is a term, I don't know if we're going all this, but I think this is the game that we could see some of the trickery that Mark Mueller's been holding close to his chest vest region.
I don't know that I'm even going to call it trickery. I'm just going to say it's the progressions that you may not or least likely to expect, right? Because, again, what are you saving it for? What are you saving it for? So you pull out all the stops. Special teams, I don't think you have to go ahead and sell the farm, but if there's an opportunity to do something, I fully expect and anticipate, why not? Why not? What do you got to lose?
I'm a big fake punt guy.
Really?
So this is the video game guy in me. Love that. I feel that there's so many options off a fake punt.
If you're punting from 3 yards back, that's different than like a 10. But it's really field position and length situational.
I feel that's where you catch them by surprise.
Okay.
Do you feel that Winnipeg, Dave, and we just talked to Hustler, like I said, I think they are going to try and establish the running game, and they're going to try again.
Absolutely. I wouldn't expect anything different. That is their identity on the offensive side of the ball. Brady Oliveira. Brady had his lowest rushing totals this season in 2 games, July the 19th and the Labor Day Classic. Both happen to be against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. That's what the Bombers' offense is built around. That's what they're going to be looking to exploit. And for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, again, they've got a defensive line that's been depleted all year. They don't get the rotations that they used to at the start of the season, right? You look at DeBeer, you look at Albright. And again, they've been going through this for a number of weeks now. But still, if I'm the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, I'm at home. I want to start running that ball and out-physical the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
I don't think they can do it. I'm not lying to you. I don't think they can. They didn't out-physical them in Labor Day. I don't think they can do it again. Our linebackers are as good as anybody in the league. And I think our defense, our front 7, is good enough to tell Oliveira to have a seat. You're not going anywhere.
And play offensive line.
Yeah, and play offensive line, exactly.
Well, and that speaks to the athleticism of the group. But also, this team is so gap sound. Like, it is incredible how meticulous and how how close they pay attention to that small detail and nuance to make sure that they cancel gaps where they have to. And then, like you say, guys, that's where the linebacking core comes in, right? Because they can flow to the ball anywhere. And yeah, they're physical, and they like to go ahead and make sure that they get in and make the stick if they can.
Dave, I got a question in regards to our offense because I'm looking at the injury list, and we've got 6 starting offensive linemen on the injured list. AJ Ouellette is on there. He's obviously not going to play this week. Mitch Picton's on there. We've lost a lot of our offensive players to injury, yet I thought we played very, very well on offense in Labor Day. How well is that group gelling together, even with all the changes?
Well, you know what? They've had to gel together. They've come together, and I think there's a lot to be said about the coaching that they receive. The offensive line have taken a lot of pride amongst themselves, and there's a lot of natural leaders there, one of which is Logan Furland. And Logan, I think, has really gone ahead and taken the unit under his wing and said, okay, let's go ahead, guys. That's you, me, and everybody else. And last week, I think that Winnipeg kind of schemed into the Riders' favor a little bit when they only decided to start rushing 3 in that second half. I thought that was an interesting maneuver by Jordan Younger and the defensive staff of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, but taking nothing away from the offensive line. I'm with you, Sharky. You look at this group as a whole. With the number of changes they've got, they've only given up 24 quarterback sacks this season. So if you break that down, that's 2 a game, which isn't bad considering they've got a full offensive line and 1 sitting on that injured list.
No doubt.
No Dante Meyer.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Who do we feel stepping up in this one?
Dale Duncan is an opportunity to touch the ball a bit. I'm curious. I really want to see how Joe responds. He's had a quiet couple of weeks, right? And, of course, he had a drop in the one game, and the coaching staff, I don't know if the staff said anything to her or not. I think that Joe took it upon himself and said, I can't do that. I can't let the team down. So I think Joe could be the guy that they're going to focus on. Kean Schaefer-Baker, they're going to focus on Samuel Emlis. Sean Bain Jr. has had some opportunities. Let's see if he can step up and, of course, contribute a little more with some more targets coming his way. But last week, man, Trevor Harris threw the ball 49 times, so there's lots of balls out there to be caught. It's just the guys that have got to go ahead and make the play.
Yeah. Joe, I am going to sprinkle on him to score a touchdown.
I got Keyshawn. This is Keyshawn's game. Keyshawn Johnson.
Keyshawn's game?
Yeah, this is his game.
Maybe it's both their game.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to let's end this on a fun note here. I know you literally just checked into your hotel. You probably didn't even unpack your bags yet. Colson comes into the studio earlier. What did you have in your hand?
So I got this coin here, which I don't know if the camera can see it very well.
No, you can't.
It looks kind of like a toonie, right? Well, it's not. I was supposed to get a toonie, but I didn't. It is an Italian lira.
A lire.
Yeah.
What does that remind you of, Dave?
Well, first of all, it explains to me who's been trying to rob the vending machine in the staff room all this time. Like, attaboy, Colson.
Thanks, Dave.
It should remind you of trying to rent a house in Tuscany.
Yes, it should. Oh, yes. There you go.
For all you Seinfeld fans out there, Dave Sharkey and I, we're all big Seinfeld fans, and that's the this one.
Yeah.
You mean there's not one place to rent in all of Tuscany? I wanted to end it on a fun note, Dave. Have a great call tomorrow. Obviously, Rider Nation, we're all jacked to watch it, and go unpack those bags and kick your feet up now, and like I said, order some Silver Heights. You won't be disappointed at the ribs.
Okay, fair enough. It's no Western pizza, though. Like
No,
Deuce, if they deliver, I'm here, guys. I'm here.
No.
Dave Thomas, voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. You can hear him right here on this very radio station tomorrow. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Saskatchewan time. The pregame show with Dave and Luke starts at noon. Justin Duncan, West Cates, 10 o'clock, Croft Electric countdown to kickoff. This is the all-new Sportscage. If you're out there streaming, there you see us in the 2-shot right there. Sharky and I having a blast with Curtis and Colson. And as always, we're on 620 CKRM.
Sometimes there's a song you just gotta hear. And every Sunday morning from 10 till noon, we give you the chance to play your favorites with the Sunday Morning Request and Dedication program. 2 hours set aside to play what you want.
Hey, Cindy, what can I play for you today?
Forever and Ever Amen by Randy Travis.
Good morning, Ray. Could you play Coal Miner's Daughter for me?
I wonder if I could request Eagle When She Flies by Dolly Parton.
Sure could.
It's all brought to you by Matt's Furniture. Online at mattsfurniture.ca. True Fit Denture Clinic. No one should know you wear dentures, not even you. The Sunday Morning Request and Dedication program with Ray Allen from country's greatest hits. 620 CKRM.
Okay, the big spelling bee is coming up. You have to be ready. Spell protein.
M-I-L-K.
Incorrect. Spell calcium.
M-I-L-K.
Incorrect again. Spell...
Okay, hang on. Let me take over. Spell hippopotamonstrosis
H-I-P-P-O-P-O-T-O.
See, I told you she knew how to spell. She just has dairy on the brain.
Look for 100% Canadian dairy products with the Blue Cow logo. Sask Milk. Love life. Drink milk.
It's Power Bill Day.
This is Tim.
Hooray, hooray, it's Power Bill Day.
Tim loves getting his monthly power bill because Tim's power bill is teeny. Tim has a residential solar system from Keln Solar. It powers his home and excess power is sent back to the grid for credits on his Sask power bill.
Give me those savings. Yeah.
Get a teeny tiny power bill.
Just like me. Woo!
Get a quote on a Keln Solar residential solar system at kelnsolar.com.
Hi, Jason here, General Manager at Capital Ford Lincoln, and I want to tell everyone that employee pricing has been extended to September 30th. Right now is the best time to get into a new Ford. On top of employee pricing and great financing rates, only Capital Ford is adding additional discounts as high as $2,500 over and above. Combining these two great offers generates savings as high as $20,500 off new 2024 models. See all the details at capitalfordlincoln.com. Hurry though, employee pricing ends September 30th.
For all your grain brokerage needs, call Johnston's Grain. They're hyper-focused on finding growers the best price in the market. Johnston's will deliver the best bids in Western Canada on special crops, milling oats, malt barley, feed grains, damaged grains, and much more. When you think about marketing, think Johnston's. Their expertise helps farmers secure the highest prices while avoiding risky buyers. They'll help you structure your contracts in a way that is good for your farm. Call 844-324-7778.
When you have a big job on the go, always head to Prairieland Rental for everything from skid steers to excavators to jackhammers. You'll get everything done with equipment just from Prairieland. You won't need to go anywhere else. And at Prairieland, you deal directly with the owner. They're very local and very Sask. They appreciate your local business and they've got everything you need for your projects. They'll even deliver. Prairieland Rental, 600 Albert Street. prairielandrental.com.
Hi, I'm Terry at Powerlift Doors. We're a family-owned company that prides ourselves on serving all of Saskatchewan with the highest quality product. Here at Raymore, I will personally design, engineer, build, and install your hydraulic door to make sure it's done right. From small to extremely large, farm buildings to airplane hangars, new build or retrofit with the least loss of headroom in the industry. Check us out today at sask.powerliftdoors.com or give us a call at 1-888-692-5515.
Rider Nation lives on 620 CKRM. I'm Dave Thomas, voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Tomorrow is game day as the Riders take on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Countdown to kickoff with Justin Dunkas at 10 a.m. Pre-game show starts at 12. And kickoff with Luke Muller and I is at 1. Saskatchewan Roughrider football on the Cooperators Roughrider Radio Network is brought to you by Johnston's Grain, Capital Automotive Group, Sask Party Caucus, and SegaPlayNow.com. Stream every minute of Rider football at Sportscage.com.
The Fall Hunting Classic Trade-In event is on now at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Until September 11th, trade in your old hunting gear and save up to $200 on new items. Plus, all trade-in gear is donated to local nonprofit organizations. Visit us online to learn more.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. It's mostly sunny and it's 25 degrees in Regina. I'm Cory Atkinson from the Harvard Media News Center with 620 CKRM News for Sherwood Co-op Liquor Store, now open in Harbor Landing and on Rochdale Boulevard, and by Mercedes-Benz Regina, for those who can. Mercedes-Benz-Regina.ca.
Police say a 14-year-old girl has been charged with attempted murder after a student was set on fire at a Saskatoon high school. She appeared in provincial court this morning, also charged with aggravated assault and arson. Saskatchewan Teachers Union President Samantha Beacott says supports have been made available to staff.
We're just really focusing on supporting the staff that are there and making sure they have what they need to welcome students back when they come back and support those students. As I said, this is a really traumatic incident for the whole community, and our thoughts are really with them right now. That has been our focus.
Police say a 15-year-old girl is in serious condition in hospital with burns. Early this morning at about 5:40 a.m., police responded to a motor vehicle collision near the intersection of 9th Avenue North and McCarthy Boulevard. A patrol vehicle was rear-ended while conducting a traffic stop with its emergency lights on. The officers involved were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the vehicle was arrested at the scene. He faces charges of impaired driving causing bodily harm and failure to comply with the demand. His court appearance is set for September 24th. Canada Post wants to raise the price of most stamps to $1.24. The organization says the 25-cent jump would help align stamp prices with the rising cost of providing service. Canada Post says letter mail volume has decreased by 60% over the last 2 decades, while the number of addresses to serve has gone up. If approved, Canada Post says the new rates would take effect on January 13th after the holiday mailing season. Alberta's police watchdog says it was necessary for police to shoot a man who stabbed a mother and her child outside a school last year. Caroline Robillard and her 11-year-old were killed in what Edmonton police called a random attack. The Alberta Serious Incident Response Team says the man was still a lethal threat almost as soon as police arrived at the scene, wielding 2 knives and using bear spray as he approached officers. The agency says there are no grounds to believe the officers committed a criminal offense by shooting the man. Police have said the man was known to the force, had mental health issues, and was the sole person responsible for the stabbing deaths. An autopsy found he had fentanyl, methamphetamine, and cannabis in his system at the time. And country great George Strait has released his 31st studio album, marking 5 decades of record releases for the Texas Troubadour. It's Strait's first collection of songs since Honky Tonk Time Machine, released in 2019. Country star Chris Stapleton joins Strait on Honky Tonk Hall of Fame. The two have toured together over the last couple of years, along with Little Big Town. It's 4:03, and that was your 620 CKRM News. Weather is next.
Style. Performance. Upgrade your daily driver to the new 2023 Mercedes-Benz GLB 250. This SUV packs a punch with features that make a normal drive exhilarating. The ultimate in automotive luxury can be yours for $419 bi-weekly. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Mercedes-Benz Regina will help you find the exact model you want. Take a test drive and feel the difference. Stop by for an award-winning experience at Mercedes-Benz Regina, recipient of the Star Dealer Award.
Barrels of fresh produce grown locally.
Mustards and condiments made locally.
And Western Canadian beef, aged 14 days.
Your barbecue tastes better when you shop at Sherwood Co-op Food Stores, offering more local products than any other grocery store.
While stocking the national brands you love.
Plus, member benefits let you share in the equity.
Get your barbecue meat cut in-house, your way.
I like my way.
Get more local flavor for your barbecue.
At Sherwood Co-op Food Stores, your truly local grocery store.
We are members.
We are owners.
We are Sherwood Co-op.
Now it's time for your 620 CKRM Precision Weather Forecast for Line X Regina. Serious Protection, Killer Looks, 1865 McCarra Street. And brought to you by Wolf Industries, your truck repair specialist in Granville. Servicing all sizes of trucks, SGI accredited. Tonight, clear and a low of 10. Tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny and hot with a high of 30. And on Sunday, sunshine and hot with a high of 32. At this hour in Moose Jaw, it's sunny. Winds are from the south at 22, gusting to 35, and it's 28 degrees. Regina is mostly sunny. Winds from the southeast at 16, gusting to 32, and it's 25 degrees. Get news and information anytime through the CKRM app or stream online at 620CKRM.com.
Whether Smoky's after you or not, when you're on the road in your big rig, you're in a hurry to get to where you're going, and you need a part shop you can trust. Wolf Industries is the premium choice. They're your family-run truck mechanic shop with a full line of parts for big semis, with certified AC technicians for the hot summer. Stop in at their Grenfell location for all the parts and repairs you need. They're SGI accredited for safety inspections and have 24-hour emergency call-out. Wolf Industries, the best for your truck. 10-4.
When you want the best for your truck, you want Line-X. Your truck has withstood the harshest elements Saskatchewan has thrown at it. Rocks, gravel, rain, sleet, and snow, and left with no chips, no rust. Line-X protective coating keeps your truck's bed liners, rocker panels, and bumpers looking like brand new. Don't settle for Brand X. Go with Line-X. It's serious protection. Come see why everybody loves taking their truck to Line-X Regina for their rocker panels, bumpers, and more. Line-X. Make your truck complete. 1865 McCarra Street.
If it's happening in sports in Saskatchewan, we've got it covered. The all-new Sportscage. Be part of the show. Call 936-6262 or toll free 1-866-767-0620. On your radio at 620 CKRM and online at sportscage.com.
Hour 2 of the show, the all-new Sportscage. A lot of people watching on Twitter.
I like it.
I would have thought that we need them on the YouTube subscribing, even if you're not going to watch. Subscribe there, because you might end up winning something along the way as well. We are live on the stream, sportscage.com. Go to video, and then, apparently we're streaming on Twitter as well. It's Barney Shanker and Sharky here with you on this Friday. It's for Nelson Homes, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. That RTM game.
Ready to move?
No, thanks. I knew what it was. I need one of those at the lake, but the restrictions in Waskesiu, it's
immense.
Comical.
They're immense. I have never seen a place so restricted as Waskesiu.
Being a Saskatoon guy, was always the place. Luckily, my parents got one in like 1977. 78, something like that. But the restrictions and how people, foam at the mouth to have a place there, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But those like cabins and you're tight with everybody.
They're right side by each. There's nowhere to go.
And you can't, and you try and build something and you want something cool. And then the parks come in and go, no. You can't have a fancy fireplace.
No.
Why? Because you can't. That sounds about right, government. But I've always wanted, Nelson Homes could probably do a nice little RTM. Slap it together and put something cool up there.
They could. It looks like most of them are like that anyway. I think there's only so many set footprints you could have.
Oh, it's really weird.
You can't barbecue there and sit on your deck and not talk to like 30 neighbors.
Or you're barbecuing and your neighbors know exactly what you're eating.
Exactly.
Greek souvlaki?
Nice. Yep. Coming over.
Yeah, exactly.
Make some more.
We got Brennan Maguire standing by. We're going to talk about a massive football game this evening in Regina. The Rams and the Huskies. It's just a great football weekend because we got the Riders and Winnipeg in the Banjo Bowl. And then tomorrow night, Hilltops and Thunder, which we're going to get to a little bit later.
That's Sunday.
It's Sunday?
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah.
No, it's tomorrow night.
Is it? Oh, now we got to be good look for something.
We're going to talk to the starting quarterback for the Thunder a little bit later.
Okay.
And it's at Mosaic Stadium, not Libel Field. You know who will know? Brendan Maguire. Let's bring him in on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. He's calling the game tonight on this very radio station. Rams and Huskies. If you can't make it down to Mosaic Stadium, pregame show here starts at 6:45. Play-by-play at 7 o'clock. Maguire, how's it going today? You ready for the game?
I don't know about this stream thing. The reason my old man let me get into radio is because he said I had a face for radio. I don't know if it works so good on this stream, but I will make do.
No, you're fine. And can we retire that joke?
Yeah.
I've had like 4 people say it to me this week.
We have to come up with a fine. If they say the joke, there's a fine. Yeah.
And the one guy that said it to me legit looks like he just got hit by a baseball bat. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't... Maguire, you're a decent-looking human. I don't want to come across weird here. You're fine. Are you holding your phone right now? Are you at the stadium?
I am. No, I'm not. I'll be down there in a little bit. I'm excited for this game. It's the... I always try to find one stat that nobody's talking about, and this is the first time in 8 years that the Rams will enter this matchup with a better record than the Huskies. Doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, so the Rams beat the Dinos, which the Dinos aren't supposed to be world beaters this year. Huskies lose to Manitoba. Can we read into that at all to this game? Like you said, is this, are the Huskies still coming into this one? If I could sprinkle on it somewhere online, would the Huskies be, a 2.5, 3-point favorite?
Yeah, probably something like that. I felt like, in my brief time, really, I felt like the Huskies looked more and more disinterested as last year went along after losing back-to-back Vanier Cups. Teams take on the personality of their head coach, and I thought Scott Fleury's demeanor was fascinating at the end of last year. It wasn't, I love to be here, I want to be here long-term. It's, well, I'm going to look around, I'll listen. And then they get off to that wretched start in Winnipeg in that game against Manitoba. It's funny that you had me on the cage, 8 days ago, and I was saying the one team that doesn't scare anybody is Manitoba, and then they jump lead on the Huskies. And I've heard Coach Fleury's comments since then about how it went off the rails and why. And he's talking about how there were 7 turnovers. Some of them were turnovers on downs. And we would have loved to have run the ball, but we had to get away from our game plan because we fell behind early. Being prepared is knowing how to adapt to falling behind early. And even the fact they made it closer at the end, I don't know. I watched most of that game, and there was a lot of, I don't want to say prevent, but zone defense being played by the Bisons. It didn't mean anything to me that the Huskies were able to chip into it. So I think by giving... before the season started, if you and I talked about this 10 days ago, you might say Huskies by a touchdown or a field goal. But given the events, I think giving the Huskies a 3-point line is generous to them.
I'm looking at the stats from last week. They gave up 250 yards rushing.
Who?
The Huskies.
Yeah.
I don't care who you're playing. You give up 250, you got holes. You got the cauldron for defense.
I think they had a big problem on special teams. They had fumbleitis. They fumbled the ball 3 times. Manitoba, one thing I forgot about them is they do have what's his face, Mike O'Shea 2.0. He doesn't like to be called Mike O'Shea Jr. Whatever, he's Mike O'Shea's kid. He played in the Canadian Bowl here 2 years ago when Okanagan beat the Regina Thunder. It was an amazing football game, easily the best football game I've ever called. And he's an impact player with the Bisons. But I'm getting off topic. The key is, will the Huskies be able to avoid those turnovers? And I know we're all more interested in the Rams anyways. Will the Rams be able to keep the train moving with Noah Pelche at quarterback? I know you had him on the show this week, and he was 14 of 19 on the stat line, but what impressed me was one of his best throws should have been caught and wasn't. It probably would have been a 30, maybe a 40-yard pickup. And so he's probably steaming a little bit over the fact that he lost his starting job in week 3 a year ago. He was going to play on special teams in the season opener. I don't know that he did or not, or if they got a chance to use him on special teams. It kind of made me think a bit about Jeff Hostetler with the New York Giants in the 1980s.
He wanted to be on the field.
He couldn't get on the field because they had Phil Simms for obvious reasons, and so they put him on kick cover, and he loved it. He made some big hits. So I kind of got a chuckle when Coach McConkey told me that they were going to put him. Sorry, I'm just having a really bad time centering my camera. There we go.
It's okay. It's first week for all this. Yeah, for a while there, you look like the Phantom of the Opera. Half your face.
You actually put your phone up on the wall. There, is that better? But I was going to say, the fact that Pelche wanted to get on the field, he's probably smarting a bit that he lost his starting job, if I had to guess. So now he's got an opportunity. Maybe he's a new man. And the Huskies, to me, have just looked and sounded uninspired for about the last 15 months.
I heard out on the street where it really goes down was this Noah Pelche kid basically lost his starting job and was kind of like, you know what? I'm already done a couple practicums schooling wise. I think I'm just going to pack it in. And the Rams went to him and said, listen,
you can play.
We want you. You know, we're going to battle. You're going to battle for that position. There's no doubt about it. And he said, all right, I'm in. It speaks to the character. And then after talking to him, very intelligent, smart, nice kid, leader. I got leader from him.
I think knowing now that he's starting this week and that he's got the team to him this week rather than preparing as the backup's going to make a big difference to how he's ready. I'm looking at these U of S stats. They were abysmal against Manitoba. Like, there is nothing to be excited about here about the Huskies. And I think if Pelche has any kind of a game,
don't sleep on him, though, man. This is going to be a battle.
Yeah.
Hey, Gene Mikowski's boy's playing in this one, I hear.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Nicholas. Yeah, he's played a little bit with the Thunder, and he's going to start at left guard. That left side of the offensive line, at center over to guard and tackle, they had never played together before. They did in the game in Calgary. I checked with Coach McConkey. He said no other real major roster changes, so I suspect there's an injury there. I didn't confirm, but yeah, that's got to be exciting. And I think he's wearing 64. And I'm just going off memory. I think Gino may have wore that number early on with the Riders. I'm not sure that Gino always wore 60.
Wow, that's a throwback. All right, so 7 o'clock kickoff. Pre-game show starts here on 620 CKRM at 6:45. Maguire, have a good call tonight. It's going to be an exciting one. People need to get down there. It's not every day you get to see the Huskies and Rams on a Friday night in Regina.
Thanks, Barney.
Voice of the Regina Rams, Brennan Maguire calls a good football game.
Yeah, he does. I listened to him last week. Enjoyed the game. Again, you're right. You can't sleep on the Huskies, but this looks. Everything on here says uninspired, right? Everything on here says we're not interested.
I think Manitoba is better
than everybody thinks.
No, not everybody. Than some people thought. Some people had them actually quite. They were pretty high on them. And that's just what I'm hearing. That, like, Maguire's the expert. He covers this. But you know what? At the end of the day, these two teams here in Regina tonight, a beautiful night for football.
Yeah. You couldn't want anything better.
Hawaii?
Yeah. Hawaii tonight would be probably nice.
I love when people say that.
Yeah, Hawaii.
I wouldn't want anything better. San Diego? So it's 7 o'clock right here on 620 CKRM if you cannot make the game. So much more in the program still to come. We got our Indigenous Sports Spotlight coming up in a bit, and it's always for our friends at Freeze Tallman Lumber. They're really big supporters in the First Nation community, as you know.
Yep.
It's a great time of the year, too, if you got those last-minute projects that you want to get done. A deck, a fence.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, I got a honey to-do list.
Oh, I put it on a whiteboard on the back of the door in the man cave, and then I can just knock stuff off, just scratch it out of there. Yeah.
I write it.
The only thing on there right now is Croft Electric to put in the new doorbells. We'll talk about that at 4:45.
And speaking of Croft Electric, that's right. We're going to talk NASCAR. We got a special guest to come in and talk NASCAR. It's the all-new Sportscage, streaming live on Twitter, on YouTube, sportscage.com. And as always, on the home of the Regina Rams, 620 CKRM.
The all-new Sports Cage is brought to you by Bronco Plumbing and Heating, where professional service is guaranteed. They'll treat you right. 781-2090.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist.
We'll look back at some of the big shakers and movers of the country music scene. Some cats reinvented themselves. Others, they did what works for them the best. We'll feature the top 25 on your Country Music Rewind.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist. Brought to you by Crawford's No Frills. Saturday afternoons at 4 and Sunday afternoons at 1 on Country's Greatest Hits. 620 CKRM.
In town, at the cabin, or on the farm, only one rural internet provider brings you a whole home solution. Access Rural Internet now offers download and upload speeds up to 350 megs for one low price. Plus, keep entertained with Access Next TV Stream and keep an eye on your home and property with Access Rural Security, each for just $14.95 a month extra. Get more from your rural internet service. Visit myaccess.ca today.
You get home from work, and as soon as you open the door, you realize, This place smells like shocking surprise. You've got sewer problems. Let's be honest, sewer problems literally stink. You need to call someone who will get your sewer situation all sorted out. You need the sewer experts at Bronco Plumbing and Heating. They're number one in the number two business. Bronco Plumbing and Heating, serving Regina, Moose Jaw, and the surrounding area. 306-781-2090. Give them a call. They'll treat you right.
To get the job done right, you need the right machine for the job. For better hay, the right machine is the 1316 Heston Disc Mower Conditioner by Massey Ferguson. The 1316 Heston by Massey Ferguson is a rugged, high-capacity mower designed for reliable performance. The Massey Ferguson Quick Change Tool makes changing blades easier, getting you back to cutting hay quickly. See the 1316 Heston Disc Mower Conditioner by Massey Ferguson at Nick's Service in Emerald Park. nickservice.com.
Hospitals of Regina Foundation Home Lottery is back. What if you win the $1.4 million grand prize package, a Ripplinger built show home, and $25,000? Get in now for the Echo Lake Cottage Early Bird worth $775,000, the convertible and Cali bonus prize, and the New Zealand VIP prize. What if this is your year to win? All you need is a ticket. Buy now at hrfhomelottery.com. License LR24-0046. Final draw November 1st.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Radville-Weyburn area, call Darren and Claude at South Sask Builders. Or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
You say
move,
and your cows say you tell them
your water is right over there,
and they say you can't convince a cow to move to the water, so move the water to the cows with the Keln Solar Livestock Watering System. With the Keln Solar Livestock Watering System, you can put your pump pretty much anywhere without the cost of hooking up to the grid. Learn more about the Keln Solar Livestock Watering System at kelnsolar.com. Keln Solar, we move water.
I hate when my power's out. It doesn't matter if it's a storm, accident, or planned outage. Losing power is frustrating. But you can keep your lights on with a Generac standby generator from Croft Electric. Even when your neighbors are sitting in the dark, a Generac standby generator can power your home. Don't let power outages ruin your day. Get your home a Generac standby generator from Croft Electric. Financing now available. CroftElectric.com.
It's that time again. Join us for our 21st annual ride for breast cancer screening on Sunday, September 15th. Registration is at Prairie Harley-Davidson from 9:30 to 11, along with a pancake breakfast. Ride the Katempo Loop and come back for a food truck windup at Prairie Harley-Davidson from 12 to 2. That's the 21st annual ride for breast cancer screening on Sunday, September 15th. Proudly sponsored by Prairie Harley-Davidson, Ladies of Harley, Harley Owners Group, and 620 CKRM.
Welcome back to the all-new Sports Cage. Connect with the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262.
All right, time for the Freeze Tallman Lumber Indigenous Sports Spotlight. A little bit of a cool one here today. Speaking of Freeze Tallman, everything you need to get those last-minute projects ready for winter. Go in there. If you don't want to do it themselves, they'll find someone to hook you up and get it done. Some good deals there. Thanks to everyone at Freeze Tallman in Regina and Fort Capel. The Vaughn twins from the Regina Pats joining us here together. Was it difficult to get you guys together? Did you want to do separate interviews, or as twins, how does it work?
Oh, well, we're always together, so make things a little easier or whatever. Just do it at the same time.
Corbin, first to you. Okay, so you're going to LA. It's kind of your second camp to go to. You went to a summer one as well. What are you expecting? Where are you going exactly? How's all that shaking up?
We're going to be in El Segundo, just like 5 minutes right from LA, and then at the Toyota Sports Center there, LA's practice rink there. And I'm expecting a lot of speed, a lot of skill, and just trying to make a good first impression of the player that I am during the games.
Yeah, that's right. Jackson, this is your first go around at an NHL rookie camp or NHL kind of anything camp. Are you going in Anaheim, and what are you expecting?
Yeah, speed and size and strength. Obviously, going there with some older guys and some pretty high picks and things. And same as him, we'll be in the Toyota Center for the rookie camp, and then in Anaheim for their training camp.
So when you guys, and maybe Corbin, first to you, because you've kind of gone through this, did you like reach out to anyone for help? You know, Tanner Howe's going as well. He's been at a camp, but any of the guys on that alumni group or anyone, the first time you went around, did you ask any questions? Did anyone give you any guidance?
No, I didn't ask many questions, but if someone was there to help me out, I'd definitely listen. So I think if they know how it goes, just to get an earful from them is pretty important. So I was listening to anybody that had anything for me.
So probably, have you guys ever played apart, not on the same team in your whole life, Jackson?
There was like this one like kind of funny story now, I guess. We were like 10 and Corbin made this like select team and went and played a tournament in Minnesota, and I didn't make it or nothing. So my dad like drug me along and kind of, like made it light a fire under me and stuff. And I went to Minnesota to watch these guys win the tournament and stuff. And then, so that was the first taste. And then when I went to U17s last year, Corbin wasn't there. So I guess that's kind of it, but this will be the first time we're actually like playing against each other, I guess. Yeah.
So the Minnesota, I have to ask you, your dad hauled you down there. Did you take your gear just in case someone was going to get injured?
No, definitely. That was hard at the time, just being a kid and stuff. And
yeah,
sometimes you kind of forget why you're there and stuff, but it definitely kind of helped me out in a way, and it was a good move for my dad to do that, even though it didn't seem like that.
So you guys are only going to be, I don't know what it is, maybe like an hour apart, right? Anaheim, Los Angeles, not very far. Are you guys flying down together, or are you going separately?
Same day, different flights. Yeah.
And then, so this rookie camp, will you guys be playing exhibition games against each other?
Yeah, I think our third game. Our final game. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Pat fans might have to tune in for that. Do you guys? I don't know if you're golfers. I know you do a lot with the Indigenous community where you're from in Merritt, BC, and all that. But like, just the competition wise, do you guys like golf? Do you like play ping pong? Is it always a competition between you two?
Yeah, it's usually golf. We started a bit of a tennis this summer, just kind of introducing into it, and then it's anything. Like if we go bowling or to an arcade or something, we're trying to beat each other. But golf's probably the biggest one, and our older brother plays a lot too, and so we only really ever golf with our buddies or our brothers, and it's probably more competitive if it's just us three brothers. So
Jackson, who has the lower handicap?
I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely Corbin. Me. I can't lie. I don't know. He hits it better than me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, yeah, no. Well, lighten a fire just like Dad did, right? In that Minnesota tournament, you got to keep getting better. Boys, this is awesome. Maybe first off to you, Corbin. What kind of goals have you set for this year for yourself going into with the Pats and the WHL here?
First thing, I want to play the entire year. I was sitting out, was horrible last year, but I think I just want to be able to play in every situation and be relied on whatever point in the game it is, or if it's a power play or a penalty kill. I think I just want to be able to play every situation and contribute to the team winning.
Jackson, what do you got set for yourself?
Yeah, same kind of thing as him. I want to work into the top six, and then once I can earn my spot there, I want to, same thing, be a reliable player and play in all situations. And then numbers-wise, love to produce a little more than last year. So I don't know, as long as it's more than last year, that's fine with me.
And then I don't know which one of you wants to answer, because I kind of alluded it to. You guys are big with the Indigenous community in Merritt, always helping out. How important is that for you guys and your family?
It's pretty important to us and definitely our family. Our mom works at the Indigenous college in Merritt, actually, and so we've always been around it, and it's a big part of who we are. And we're pretty proud of where we come from. So helping out around the community and being the best role models we can has always been a big part of who we are.
Right on. That's awesome. Well, I got a 13-year-old daughter. She almost goes to every Pats game, or she tries to, and she thinks you guys are pretty awesome. So a big fan of the Vaughn twins. Boys, have a good one down there. Good luck. Stay safe, and really looking forward to watching you this year.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for the time.
Right on. That is the Vaughn twins heading off on an NHL adventure. Jackson to Anaheim, Corbin to LA, and that was the Indigenous Sports Spotlight for our friends at Fries Tallman Lumber in Fort Qu'Appelle and Regina.
Water heater and water softener rentals are now available at Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Instead of paying big money up front, you can rent a water heater and water softener directly from Bronco without the worry or hassle. They have a long history of renting water heaters and water softeners, and they're maintenance-free. Bronco comes and does all that for you. Saskatchewan's best water heater rentals are from Bronco. Call 306-781-2090. Professional, courteous service. BroncoPlumbing.com.
The largest selection of pre-owned trucks and SUVs is at Capital GMC. The GM Certified Truck Sale is on right now. Over 170 pre-owned trucks and SUVs, GMC, Chevys, Fords, Rams, Toyotas, gas and diesel, available at the lowest prices. And all GM Certified vehicles come with roadside assistance and a 150-plus point inspection. The massive GM Certified Truck and SUV Sale at Capital GMC on the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina. CapitalGMC.ca.
In town, at the cabin, or on the farm. Only one rural internet provider brings you a whole home solution. Access Rural Internet now offers download and upload speeds up to 350 megs for one low price. Plus, keep entertained with Access Next TV Stream, and keep an eye on your home and property with Access Rural Security, each for just $14.95 a month extra. Get more from your rural internet service. Visit myaccess.ca today.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Fort Qu'Appelle area, call Calvin at 99 Builders or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
Experience counts, and Louis Dreyfus Yorkton has over 150 years combined with their marketing team. The web portal, MyLDC, will keep you up to date from upcoming contracts to the latest canola bids and LDC news. Download the MyLDC app today and stay in touch. Call 1-877-782-8882. That's 1-877-782-8882. Or visit ldcyorkton.com. Louis Dreyfus Yorkton.
It's employee pricing at Crestview Chrysler, and that means
you pay what we pay.
It's amazing. It's exciting. It's mind-blowing. Ah! I apologize. I'm just very excited.
If you need a used or new vehicle,
you can get what I pay for a vehicle. You pay what I pay, and you don't even have to work here.
It's the best time of year for a new or pre-owned vehicle.
Right now, you pay what I pay.
You get a great deal, and you don't even have to work.
Employee pricing is back at Crestview Chrysler.
Rider Pride lives on the Cooperators Rough Rider Radio Network, 620 CKRM. I'm Dave Thomas, and tomorrow your Saskatchewan Roughriders take on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Coverage starts at 10 a.m., kickoffs at 1. Tune in for the pregame show, all the play-by-play action and postgame analysis of the Riders versus the Blue Bombers on the Cooperators Rough Rider Radio Network. Cheer on our Saskatchewan Roughriders as they invade Winnipeg tomorrow afternoon and make them bleed green. Catch the game on 620 or stream us from the CKRM or Rider app.
The all-new Sportscage continues. You can watch our live stream at sportscage.com and always on the radio. Saskatchewan's voice for local sports, 620 CKRM.
Shink and Sharky, if you're out there watching on the stream, it's fun. It's fun in here. It's a good time. Great job. I'm really looking forward to the NASCAR report.
It's going to be good
moments.
today.
A, you got a costume.
Yep.
And B, we got a special guest because it's playoffs.
The playoffs start this Sunday.
Okay, and I got to remind me the next commercial break. I got to pull up that
the playoff
email.
tool. Yeah.
Yes, because I'm going to sprinkle.
Oh yeah.
First ever inaugural. You're going to watch me sprinkle on NASCAR with Sharky and the gentleman that's joining us.
It's going to be a ton of fun.
Okay, so we got some comments from the YouTube feed. Name's a beauty. What's this guy's name? The font's so small. Daryl Pratt. Shink, I'm from Lloyd. I remember you on the GOAT back in the day. Didn't they call you Barnyard? Yeah. Afternoon show on the GOAT and Lloyd Minister.
Why wouldn't they? That's a good nickname for an afternoon guy.
My name's Barney. Call me whatever you want. It's a weird, awful kind of name. Yeah. That's been retired and Facebook retired. Colson had a great idea, and that face for radio joke. That is, if you've ever been in radio, a few of you out there, it is one of the most tired jokes. Colson, what is it?
So the ever iconic swear jar, instead of a swear jar, we'll do a face for radio jar. So whoever says that phrase, especially if you're on the show, we got your number, we got your email, we'll track you down.
We're going to put the jar on the shelf? $5?
Yeah, we'll put it on the shelf.
I like it.
Don't put it close to the window, though, because I feel someone might smash the window and take
that
it.
Is true.
Even if there's $15 in there.
Yeah.
Let's put it over there behind Colson on a little shelf.
Okay.
I'll build a shelf. No, I won't.
No,
I'm the last guy that's going to build anything around these parts.
You don't even own a tool.
Thanks for chiming in, everyone out there. Also, I got a text here, a personal text.
Nice.
Sharky does good work.
Wow.
And he still has my sandals. LOL.
Brandon, I do have your sandals. Shouldn't have left them in the dressing room, but they're in my hockey bag. Look forward to seeing you the first Friday we play.
That was a good one. 936-6262. You can always get in on the Capital Ford Lincoln text line. Capital Ford Lincoln, Saskatchewan's #1 Ford retailer. Okay, high school football. Been talking about it all week. We're going to be all over it. We're going to have a Friday Night Lights special game of the week. Tonight, it is in Indian Head. The Bronx, don't call them Broncos, as I found out. The Bronx and Broadview. Or what's the Broadview team name again, Colson? Sorry. Broadview Bandits? Broadview Bulls?
Broadview... Vipers or Cobras?
No,
Cobras is Melville.
No. See, I love this. We're going to play this. I don't want to know the team names because once we find them, we should probably... But I want to guess the team names. So, yesterday, and you got to message us at hi@sportscage.com. We will give your team love. Send us in some stats, clutch performer style, all that stuff. So, already we're off, though, with the high school athletic schedule. It says this game is supposed to be played tonight in Lanigan. It was played yesterday. Southie Cupar hammered Lanigan in 2A 6-a-side football, 54-7.
Wow.
Highway 22 Storm, it's called. And it was yesterday. So 54-7, Cupar Southie. Then I had another message. Cupar Southie this year, heads up in that conference number 3. They are said to be a wagon this year. So also tonight, if the schedule's correct, I'll give a shout out to this one too, starting at, well, it would be on already, be 30 minutes in, first quarter. Wynyard made the trip into Ituna.
Love Ituna.
I'm going to go Wynyard's team name will be the Wynyard Royals. Guessing, because their hockey team's the Monarchs.
Interesting choice. Okay.
And I'll go Ituna Settlers.
Oh, I don't think so. No.
The most random thing that came to my mind.
No.
Well, what team's the Settlers? There is one out there.
No.
Yeah, there is. I think it might be a hockey team, actually. So,
No.
Ituna, Wynyard, hi at sportscage.com. We'll give the love. Friday Night Lights, like I said, tonight in Indian Head at the brand new McCall Field. If you listened to the interview yesterday, it's going to be awesome out there. I guess the burgers are amazing. Under the lights, small town high school football. It is.
Go support your kids.
It's very similar to when they talk about Friday Night Lights in Texas and stuff.
Just not 35,000 people.
Obviously.
there. Yeah.
No, but in Texas, there are some smaller ones too. It's just a very smaller scale, but the passion is there. The quality football. You get into that 6 and 9, man. What else do we have here today, Friday?
Ituna? Do you want the name?
Yes.
Trojans.
I was way off with Settlers.
You were. Yeah. That was not a good guess.
See, it's a fun game. I have no idea.
That was not a good guess.
I never said it was going to be good. I said it'd kind of be entertaining.
Wynyard or Watrous?
Wynyard. I think you got to say, is it Wynyard or Wynyard?
Wynyard.
They really take offense when you say it wrong.
Yeah, they're not word. They're Wynyard.
Well, it's not. It's not a lumber yard. It's a lumber yard.
They're just the Bears. Wynyard's the Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah.
What kind of logo?
Very similar to Chicago.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I immediately thought of the Blackhawks or the Cubs.
No.
Okay.
No.
Also tonight. Okay. What was it last year? Let me just pull up my. Lemberg-Hafford in the final last year was one of the best football games that people had seen. It was like, I don't have the score. I think it was 57-54, something like that. Lemberg's back. They're traveling. It says anyway tonight. Sorry if the schedule's not right. That's why you got to message us at hi. I'm just going off what the league's sending us. Priestville is welcoming Lemberg today, and Hanley up the road there.
Yep.
Used to get a
On
free
number
loaf.
11.
Used to get a free loaf of bread when you used to fill up gas there.
That's right. You did.
They got rid of that. Carbs.
Nobody stopped for gas.
A lot of people aren't eating carbs anymore. Hanley is home to Viscount. I'm going to go. Oh, okay.
You're sprinkling?
No, I can't. I wish. Lemberg. I should know. I should know this one. The Mass family is going to be really angry at me that I don't know. Lemberg. Lemberg. I'll go Lemberg Panthers.
No.
And I'll go Priestville Pirates.
I think Priestville's their senior team was the Pats.
Okay.
They were the Priestville Pats.
Yeah, this is a high school football team.
No, Lemberg is the Eagles.
What did I say?
Pirates.
No, I said Priestville Pirates. Okay, so Lemberg is... Sorry, say that again?
Lemberg's the Eagles.
Eagles, okay. Fly
Right.
Eagles.
Yep.
And Priestville.
I haven't got there yet. I got some work to do.
And then Hanley and Viscount.
I was still working on...
While you're doing that work. That's kind of the we'll give that love, the 6 aside, up till now. Again, hi at sportscage.com. I love it. We're going to be all over this for the next, I don't know, what is it's about 9 weeks.
Priestville is the Panthers. Nice work.
I don't think I said Panthers.
No, what'd you say? Pirates.
Pirates.
You mixed them up. What the other team was the Panthers was your guess.
Oh, now we're getting confused. Boys, I'm going to get a nosebleed here.
Who's Priestville playing?
Priestville's taking on Lemberg, the Eagles.
You said they were the Panthers. That was your guess.
Okay.
So you mixed the teams up.
Okay. If anyone's quick on, let's just finish this off with Hanley and Viscount. Hanley.
Viscount's what I thought.
Vikings.
Yes.
That's easy. Okay.
That's a good one, though.
Vikings and Hanley. Hanley Hawks.
I think you're right. Their website's a little awkward. Website. Yeah.
6 aside, 1A, Conference 2. I love it. It's getting going. High school football. Also, if you're up in that
best time of the year,
bigger area, Unity's in town tonight, and in Rosetown, Etonia is at home. We won't go with those. I just want to know Hanley's. Once we figure out Hanley's,
I'm getting there.
Then we're good to go. 936-6262. The word today for the Engelheim Charter, Henry Engelheim Charters tours trip to Minnesota to watch the Vikings and the Houston Texans. We have literally, Colson, what do we got? 30 minutes to get in on this. It's NFL. People that texted in N space F space L didn't register. Just NFL. It can't be any simpler. I guess it could be if we just put N, but NFL, you got 30 minutes. We are awarding that live here on the radio at 5:30-ish. Trip for two, Minnesota, Vikings, Texans. Thanks to everyone at Engelheim Tours. You can go on, buy your seats right now. Very reasonable. There's still a few left. If you want to go shopping,
great place to go.
Mall of America.
Yeah, great weekend.
Go to Abercrombie. That used to be the big thing when you go to American Mall. Buy some cargo shorts.
You like those, did you?
I did. Walked around with those. Hey, there we go. Somebody texted in. I was way off. Well, not that far off. Hanley Hawks. The Hanley Sabres.
Really?
Thanks for that unnamed texter. Totally appreciate it. If you're out there listening on 620 CKRM, or if you're watching us, the stream on Twitter, sportscage.com, YouTube, subscribe, like. Thank you so much. When we get back, we are talking NASCAR. I'm going to gamble on NASCAR.
Yeah.
First time ever. It's the all-new Sportscage on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM.
620 CKRM is your home to country's greatest hits and the 90s at 9. 1 full hour featuring the biggest hits of the 90s. Garth, Reba, Alan, Shania, George, and so much more. No cassette tape or CDs required, and 90s mullets are optional. 90s at 9 for the town of Wolseley and the voice of Saskatchewan. 620 CKRM.
It's been a long day. I don't want to cook. I'm going to surprise the family with a pizza night. I'll be a hero. My family might actually pick me up in celebration and carry me around the kitchen, and they'll chant my name, and I'll be celebrated until the end of time when I...
This isn't Western pizza. I thought you loved us.
Don't pizza fail. Get what they want. It's gotta be Western Pizza. Big on toppings, big on taste.
And get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
Fall is here and the water is fine. Water Vision Pool and Spas in Moose Jaw is your one-stop destination to relaxation. After a busy summer, the showroom is now fully restocked with hot tubs and accessories. In stock right now, brand new hot tubs starting at only $97.50. You won't find a deal like this anywhere. Once harvest is over, it's time to relax in your brand new Hydro Pool hot tub from Water Vision in Moose Jaw. Get in today while the selection is at its best. The water is calling. Maybe you should answer. Water Vision Pool and Spas, High Street, Moose Jaw.
Freeze Tallman dares you to dream of a perfect delivery. Freeze Tallman Lumber offers a safe and reliable delivery service right to your backyard, cottage, or anywhere in southern Saskatchewan. Their fleet of trucks and equipment are kept up to date and regularly maintained to make sure they continue to provide the exceptional service their customers have been accustomed to. Check them out online at freezetallman.com or see them in Regina or Fort Capel. Freeze Tallman. Let's get you building.
He's at it again. Matt's sharpening his pencil to save you more money at Matt's Furniture. Want to level up your washer and dryer pair with Maytag? Get the Maytag top load washer and electric dryer set with wrinkle prevention for $1,598. Or get the larger Maytag washer and electric dryer set with quick dry cycle, just $24.98. Purchase either and get a free year supply of Swash detergent. See in store for details. Matt's Furniture in Fort Capel, Kamsack, Melville, and Foam Lake, or online at mattsfurniture.ca.
The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every game, home or away. And don't wait for the last minute. Get in on the amazing early bird prizes. Everything raised is used to support minor football in Saskatchewan. Support a great cause and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Sponsored by ISC.
From the Sask Today newsroom, here's what's making news in Saskatchewan.
China is hitting back at Canada by putting canola shipments on the table. What will this mean for our producers going forward?
Sask Today's team of local journalists are on the ground in communities across Saskatchewan, focusing on local topics that matter to you. Visit and bookmark sasktoday.ca and sign up for our daily news digest. sasktoday.ca. Everybody has a story. From Harvard Media, everywhere.
Hi folks, Tim from Young's Equipment, your genuine Case IH parts and service dealer. Harvest is moving fast, so let's plan for next year. There has never been a more critical time to have your equipment ready. Book winter inspections on Case IH combines, tractors, and sprayers. Take advantage of our reduced inspection pricing, 10% off all genuine Case IH parts installed with the inspection. Special trucking rates and Young's loyalty program. Slots are filling fast. Contact Young's Equipment to avoid disappointment. Check youngs.ca today. Conditions apply.
The 620 CKRM Country Corner is brought to you by Glasses TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer, and Foster's Audio Video in Carlisle. Get the newest cell phone today with an amazing SaskTel rate plan.
Take in the Southie Summer Market every Sunday from 10 to 2 until the end of the month. A variety of local vendors with baking, jewelry, clothing, and more. You can find them on the junction of Highway 6 and 22 as you enter Southie. And save the date, December 12th, for Christmas with Johnny Reid at the Connexus Arts Center. Johnny will bring you an unforgettable night filled with holiday cheer and beloved classics. Limited tickets available at connexusartscenter.ca.
For more information, visit 620ckrm.com.
The all-new Sportscage NASCAR report. Robin is Racing is brought to you by Croft Electric. 27 years of trusted, reliable home, farm, and commercial service for all of your electrical needs. Visit croftelectric.com and on all socials.
All right, we're back. Robin is Racing. NASCAR. It's the playoffs. We are getting set for the playoffs. As it said, it's brought to you by Croft Electric. So today we thought, why don't we bring in Dan Croft from Croft Electric? Because you and him are like hardcore NASCAR guys.
We enjoy the races. We enjoy the sport of it. We've been to a few races together. We enjoy a little sprinkle on it. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, as you see, I got all my Croft Electric gear on. I'm ready for today. This is my sponsor car right here, Croft Electric. So yeah, now we're betting on the playoffs.
If there was ever a time to watch the new stream, it's right now at sportscage.com or on Twitter, because you are all decked out, and that's what you get when you're a sponsor of the Sports Cage. You get if you bring in some gear, we'll wear it. So Sharky's all decked out in Croft Electric, and I am finally wearing. There's a story behind these. There's a golf course outside of Las Vegas, and then there's a truck stop. And you stop there, and they have like cheap tobacco and alcohol. Yeah. And they sell these jackets. This is one of those, if you're not watching the stream, if you're out in Radio Land, I'm wearing one of those like hardcore NASCAR jackets. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sponsors on the front of it. And one, is that a signature? 12 sponsors and a signature of some sort?
Yeah, that's Jeff Gordon.
Okay, and then it's got DuPont right across my belly-ish area.
You got 3 more on the sleeve here, right? Down the sleeve.
Okay.
What do you got on the back? Just one on the back, just DuPont on the back.
Is it just a big eagle on the back?
No,
That'd
just
be cool.
DuPont. There's just DuPont on the back.
This is awesome. I've always wanted to wear one, and it's a heavy coat.
Yeah, it'd be good.
It'd keep you warm.
Oh,
very nice, very nice. All right, let's get Crofty. Let's bring him in here. NASCAR report. You're just chuckling over there. Has this made your day? Has this made your week?
Yeah, you guys look amazing. Let me tell you, that jacket never looked better.
I know.
It looks awesome.
And it came from Vegas, just to be clear, not from one of those truck shops, but right from the track at Vegas.
Right from the track in Vegas. This would be a nice coat to wear tonight in Indian Head. Keep you warm for that Broadview Indian Head football game.
Yeah, you look good there.
Open it up a bit if you got too hot. Okay, let's get out. So you have this pool going on because we're going into the playoffs. So the playoffs start this weekend?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got, what is it? How many guys on that one side?
There's 16 drivers in the playoffs.
Okay, 16.
And 4 get eliminated after the first 3 races on points.
And today, or this weekend, we're in Watkins Glen.
No.
Atlanta.
Bristol.
We're in Atlanta.
Well, what does it say? Watkins Glen, Atlanta.
Atlanta's first.
Oh, it goes Atlanta, Watkins Glen, Bristol.
There you go.
Yes. Okay. Is there a map on this jacket?
No, there's no map. There's no map for where you're going to go.
There's something in the pocket. Should I be worried? It feels round.
Does it beep? Yeah.
So
that's a game-worn jacket. So there's probably something from one of the races at the.
Wow.
So pull it out.
It's not.
I don't know if I'd pull it out.
I'm not going to pull it out on live
TV.
TV.
No.
Because I was wondering if there was a skunk outside.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one here, let's go. Okay, so who should I knock off? Quickly, let's run through. Okay, if I butcher any of these names, or you want to go, you go ahead.
I'll go. Here's the 4 guys I would eliminate after the first 3 races. Austin Cindric, Daniel Suarez, Chase Briscoe, and Harrison Burton will not advance. If I was to pick 4 that are going to get left behind, that's where I'd go.
Okay, so who did you say? Sorry?
I said Cindric, Suarez, Briscoe, and Burton are out.
I want Cindric or whatever in and Suarez.
Okay.
Because it reminds me of drinking Mexican beer. So I'm keeping both of those guys in. I am going to get rid of A. Bowman because it reminds me of Aiden Bowman from the east side in Saskatoon, and I'm a Bedford Road kid.
Yeah.
And then I want to ditch... who's the other guy I should ditch there? I need help on this one. Reddick?
Go to the bottom. Go to the bottom.
Oh, the bottom.
Go to the bottom.
Okay, Gibbs is out.
You're get rid of Gibbs?
So
Danny, what do you got?
Well, I was going to say, too, to help you out, there is the odds, is the next line right beside the arrow. Odds of winning it all is what those odds are. So I did a little sprinkle back at the start of the year on Chase Briscoe for about $20 that if he happens to win this baby, I get about $4,000. So I'm hoping he's going to pass through.
We usually don't talk about winnings and wagering, but okay, we're just throwing it out there.
Sorry.
Dan Croft is buying for all you Dan Croft friends if this guy wins.
My bad. So yeah, I got rid of Truex, Burton, Bowman, and Suarez, but I kept Austin Cindric.
Now, I got to ask you, why would you get rid of Truex? It's his last year. You don't think he's going to get to the round of 12?
I agree. Yeah, I don't. He's not been performing great. He's tired. He's old. He's had a tough couple of years, the last little bit. He's obviously retiring. He'll take these last 10 races as kind of a swan song, do a bunch of laps, and say bye to the crowd. His mind's not on winning it. He won one already. It's not like he hasn't won one. So,
all right.
Are you sure the odds aren't on this sleeve?
No, the odds are not on the sleeve.
Okay, so do I just want to fill out the first 4? Because this is now legit. We're getting real here, boys. Okay, I've come down to my 4.
Now you got to get rid of the next 4.
I don't believe in Truex.
Okay.
He's had problems at home. I understand.
His wife died.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What are the chances? Okay, so he's done.
You're so cool.
His head's not in it. It's an emotional time for him, Sharky.
Gibbs? It said that.
Okay, let's move on. Gibbs
is a long shot.
Burton out.
Yeah, he's super long shot.
And Aiden Bowman out. Okay, so those are my guys that are out.
Okay.
Now so we're going to do the other one right now?
Yeah, you got to do it all right now. All the way through.
Yeah.
So who do you drop at who are the next 4 you drop?
I don't know.
Okay.
This is like fantasy football. I've already given up. Can I just gamble on the race? Like, what's the spread?
Oh, sure. That's even a better, because you got 40 drivers in the race, so there's some good odds there.
We got a minute and a half left. Are we going to get anywhere remotely done to this?
Sure we are.
Okay, let's go. You just take it from here. Go.
Okay, the next 4 I'm going to skip then are Truex and Gibbs are gone. Then I'm going to lose Bowman. And then I'm going to lose Keselowski.
Sure. Why don't we jump to the final 4?
Okay.
And then talk about who's going to win.
Okay, let's go. Who do you got?
I got Larson,
Crofty,
Bell, Elliott, Hamlin in my final 4.
Okay, so sorry, Watkin?
No, Larson. He's got Larson, Bell.
Has he had a death?
He's been the top driver all year.
And did he lose anybody this year?
No, all his family's still together. Yeah,
I'm going to take him.
Yeah.
And then the real money question is who wins the whole thing.
I got Larson. I think Larson comes through. I agree with you, Larson and Bell, but I would go Blaney and Hamlin. Right in the last 4.
This Bell kid, any relation to George?
No.
Okay.
No.
And Reddick, any relation to Pokey?
No.
I'm going to take Reddick.
Reddick's not a bad choice.
Okay.
Reddick's a good choice. Yeah.
I know zero about.
It's a good call though.
But do I look like I know something in this jacket?
You do. Well, you look good.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
You look good in the jacket. Yeah. But so there you go. And I'm taking Larson to win it all.
Larson and who does Crofty have?
Who do you want? You want Elliott? You want Larson? Okay.
No, I want Elliott, but I got Larson.
Okay. And you're taking Reddick.
Pokey's boy.
Pokey's boy is your man. I love it.
Eldon. Okay, that's it. Crofty, it's been awesome. So we're watching Atlanta this week.
Yep.
Then next week we're going to regroup and we're going to we'll get together again and we'll talk about Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen's a different track. Now we're on a road course. Changes everything. They turn right as well as left.
And left.
Yeah.
I can't follow. I really cannot follow this. I can't pay attention. This has been awesome, though.
It's not that hard.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. No, that's what I hear. If you go to a race, you become a fan. Okay, we're running over. Crofty, let's regroup next week. Sharky, let's regroup. I'm already sweating in this coat. This is the NASCAR. Yeah, thanks, Sharky. Or Crofty. I'm sweating. It's a NASCAR report for Croft Electric. Hire him to do all your electrical needs.
Get
those lights.
Those permanent Christmas lights. Get those things up. They're
Permanent
awesome.
lights. I got to get this coat off. This is the all-new Sports Cage. We're streaming on sportscage.com and on Twitter, and we're live on 620 CKRM.
Good evening. It's mostly sunny and it's 26 degrees in Regina. I'm Corey Atkinson from the Harvard Media News Center with 620 CKRM News. For Echo Sound in Fort Capel, stay connected with the new cell phone from Echo Sound. Call 306-332-6711. And for Kevin's Marine, make the most of summer with a boat or pontoon from Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel. kevinsmarine.com. A 14-year-old girl has been charged with attempted murder after a 15-year-old student was set on fire at Evan Hardy Collegiate yesterday.
The Saskatoon Fire Department and Medivie paramedics dealt with a 15-year-old female who was suffering from burns. The suspect we have in custody started the victim on fire.
Word is the incident allegedly occurred during lunch when the suspect reportedly used a water bottle to smuggle gasoline into the classroom. She then poured it on the victim and ignited it. A friend of the victim sounded the fire alarm and alerted staff. A teacher attempted to extinguish the fire, and a school resource officer already at the school arrested the suspect. The victim was taken to hospital with serious injuries. At about 5:40 a.m. this morning, a Regina Police Patrol vehicle was rear-ended during a traffic stop near 9th Avenue North and McCarthy Boulevard. The officers involved were transported to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The 32-year-old driver of the other vehicle remained at the scene and was arrested without incident. He faces charges related to impaired driving causing bodily harm. The accused will appear in provincial court on September 24th. On the first day of classes for the fall 2024 term, a record 17,409 students are attending the University of Regina. In a release issued this week, the university said this represents an increase of 524 students, or 3.1% over the first day of classes in the fall 2023 term. Attending the U of R this fall are 2,332 Indigenous students and 4,793 international students. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with more than 50 partner nations in Germany today to press for more weapon support in its offensive against Russia. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin announced that Washington would provide another $250 million in security assistance to Kyiv. Austin noted that today's meeting was happening during a dynamic moment in Ukraine's fight against Russia as it carries out its first offensive operations of the war while facing a significant threat from Russian forces near a key hub in the Donbass region. And at the box office this weekend, it's all about a ghost.
Beetlejuice is back, baby.
Thank you all for coming to this special occasion.
And the sequel, Beetlejuice, 36 years in the making, is going to cast a spell in the box office. Warner Brothers conservatively thinks the film will open to 80 million or so in North America, but many think that number's low, and 100 million or more is likely.
We'll see who gets the last laugh.
That would be more than the 1988 original gross during its entire run, 74 million, not adjusted for inflation. And it would be the second best September opening of all time.
Beetlejuice.
Jason Abrams, ABC News. Hollywood.
That was your 620 CKRM News. Coming up next, your 620 CKRM weather.
Summer's here, and if you want to have the best one yet, you'll need a boat from Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel. Right now, they are putting folks on the water with the lowest prices of the year, including manufacturer's rebates, dealer discounts, and low payment financing on a fantastic selection of Lund and Four Winds boats and pontoons from Crest and Harris. Now is the time to save big bucks and enjoy summer. Big savings, big fun, all at Kevin's Marine. Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel. Stop by or shop online at kevinsmarine.com.
With the success of the recent Apollo space flights, man has been brought another step closer to the moon. Aboard these flights, 3 astronauts, and with them, Top-of-the-line smartphones with all the latest features.
Houston, we've got no problem at all. We're loving these smartphones that we got at Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer's biggest role isn't in the space program. It's right here on Earth, in Fort Qu'Appelle, or online at echosound.ca.
It's 5:05, and I'm Corey Atkinson with your 620 CKRM Precision Weather, brought to you by Line-X Regina. Serious protection, killer looks, 1865 McCarra Street, and for Croft Electric. Keep the lights on in any weather with a Generac standby generator from Croft Electric. Financing available, croftelectric.com. Now here's Precision Weather meteorologist Phil Spivak.
Clear sky for tonight, and temperatures after a seasonally mild day drop off pretty quickly with the dry air. It's the wind. It really is going to be a big factor. We'll average around 10. Some areas, though, where the wind drops off, and especially wide open in the fields, it'll be a little cooler. Mostly sunny tomorrow, very quickly warming. Dry air is in place, dew points in the low to high as mid-single numbers, but that's dry, especially as temperatures get to around 30. We're talking low humidity under 30%. It warms quickly and it cools quickly, so we climb quickly to the 20s and 30 degrees for the high tomorrow afternoon. Mainly sunny sky, clear sky falling back to an average of 11, some upper single numbers, some low teens Saturday night. Sunshine both Sunday and Monday. Temperatures get into the lower 30s, around 32 on Sunday, 33 on Monday. That is the peak. The wind turns back around into the northwest on Tuesday, still mild at 26, but a more average day on Wednesday as we drop back to closer to 20. With your 620 CKRM weather forecast, I'm Precision Weather meteorologist Phil Spivak.
Across the province at this hour, Saskatoon is 28, Swift Current 30, Assiniboia 27, Yorkton Melville 21, Moosomin Broadview 21, Estevan 22, and Weyburn is 23. At this hour in Moose Jaw, it's sunny, winds from the southwest at 17, gusting to 31, and it's 29. Regina is mostly sunny, winds are from the south at 15, gusting to 32, and it's 26. Get news and information anytime through the CKRM app or stream online at 620CKRM.com.
When you want the best for your truck, you want Line-X. Your truck has withstood the harshest elements Saskatchewan has thrown at it. Rocks, gravel, rain, sleet, and snow, and left with no chips, no rust. Line-X protective coating keeps your truck's bed liners, rocker panels, and bumpers looking like brand new. Don't settle for Brand X. Go with Line-X. It's serious protection. Come see why everybody loves taking their truck to Line-X Regina for their rocker panels, bumpers, and more. Line-X. Make your truck complete. 1865 McCarra Street.
Croft Electric. You've probably heard of us because we've been around for over 27 years. We do commercial and residential work? Yes. We do permanent holiday lighting? Yes. We do cabins? Yes. And farms? Yes and yes. We're an authorized Generac generator dealer. We are a full-service electrical company with the experience and the people to service all of your electrical needs. We are Croft Electric. We will be here when you need us. Do it right, do it once. Follow us on all social and call 306-586-1333 to book.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents the all-new Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Nelson Homes, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. Be a part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The all-new Sportscage. Streaming at sportscage.com and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
We're back. Thank you very much. Like the guy said, it's for Nelson Homes on this Friday. That was a lot of fun.
That was awesome.
NASCAR report. And then I thought they lose 4 guys this weekend.
No. They get 3 races.
This is an 11-week process.
13 week.
13-week process that I just involved myself in.
Hang on. No, let me do the math. 10. Oh, my God. There's a math teacher rolling in his grave right now thinking, what is that kid doing? 10 weeks. 3 races, 3 races, 3 races, 1 race. Last race is Phoenix. Last 4 guys that are in it, they're racing for the championship.
Really a lot of death talk on this show.
There has been. It's been a little morbid
let's
today.
Let's turn it around.
Change it up.
We have hockey. We've been kind of going to WHL camps around the province over the last few days. Today, still to come, Les Lazaruk. We're going to check in on the Saskatoon Blades camp, as well as Regina Thunder quarterback Carter Moberg is going to join us. Brennan Maguire, who we talked to earlier, He's getting ready. He's getting set at Mosaic Stadium right now. Rams and Huskies tonight. An epic
7 o'clock.
Epic clash. One guy that knows about that clash, he's out on the Western Pizza guest hotline right now. It is Luke Muller from Winnipeg. Hey, Luke, it's a beautiful night for football in Regina. We got the Huskies and Rams at Mosaic Stadium. People need to get out and watch the CIS football, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Listen, as a guy that came up in rivalry games like Michigan State, Notre Dame, Michigan State, Michigan, there's nothing better. And I think that if I was a head coach like Scott Fleury, even Scott McCauley, like I'd have two goals other than, I'd have one goal, obviously winning the national championship. But in Saskatchewan, my primary goal would be to always win the province, period.
Yep.
You win the province, fellas, and this is what those guys are going up. It's going to be a great game, and if you're in Regina and you can get there, because it's always an epic game. And again, you got provincial bragging rights, right?
Speaking of provincial bragging rights, while we're on the topic, Hilltops and Thunder tomorrow night at Mosaic Stadium.
Yeah.
Both undefeated.
Yeah, totally. And well, here's the thing about the Hilltops and Thunder too, right? Like the Thunder, I mean, they're rolling right now, but they're always rolling. I feel like at some point in time, the Thunder are going to have to get over the hump. You know what I mean? And they always have the Hilltops. Sarge, he's a legend. Guy coaches a dynasty. The Hilltops, they'll get them every now and then, but I always sit there and try to figure out, well, what's Scott McCauley's message to the fellas? Because if you're a fourth or fifth year guy, you're always used to like really competing hard against the Hilltops during the season, and then when the big game comes, more times than not you drop that, right? Like, so what is the message behind the coaching this week, right? Like, because again, if I'm a coach, I always want to win the province, but at the same time, you got to figure out a way to motivate the guys and keep the seniors from looking ahead and saying, well, I really want to get them in the playoffs, because the main thing right now is that interprovincial rivalry. So what a great weekend, man. You got the Banjo Bowl, but you got these two classes, CJFL provincial rivalry, and then U-Sport provincial rivalry, man. Nothing better.
1 o'clock tomorrow, kickoff right here on 620 CKRM for that Banjo Bowl. You got the call with Dave Thomas. What is the one thing the Riders need to do tomorrow, Luke, that they didn't do at the Labor Day Classic?
Make the play. Make the play. Listen, we have a lot of guys on this team that are super talented, but one of the things that is going to help the Saskatchewan Roughriders is consistency. You can't, if you're a big-time guy, like if you're one of the top wide receivers on this team, it's not enough to celebrate a first down in the fourth quarter. If Trevor Harris, who's throwing the ball really well, throws you a touchdown pass, you have to catch it. Like, we're dropping too many balls right now on the receiving side. And I hate saying that because I don't want to make it like the receivers are the only ones that are the reason for them dropping the games, because that's not it. There's been plenty of defensive problems. But you make a few of those catches last week, it's a different result. And I think that people get lost in the big plays sometimes, and realistically, it's the consistency behind the small plays and the marginal aggregate sort of gains that win you the overall football game. So the biggest thing tomorrow is make the play. When it's your opportunity, catch the football. When it's your opportunity, make the tackle. We have to execute. We have to make the play when it comes to us. There's just far too many missed opportunities, and the Labor Day Classic was a good example of that.
Luke, we saw last week that we had a defensive lineman go in and play offensive line, offensive guard, and I thought he did fantastic. In your career, did you ever get that chance to go to the other side of the ball and knock some snot over there?
No, absolutely not. No, I was too light. You know what? That's normally a defensive tackle. Like, we just, you know what? We never had a situation like that, though, right, where they've lost so many guys. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. I give a lot of credit. I know people don't want to hear this, but I give a lot of credit to Jeremy O'Day because he's continually found guys. Again, offensive lines and certain positions, they're usually prepared for like one catastrophic issue, right? So when Philip Blake went down at the beginning of the year, it's like, okay, that's why we got the depth. But they're currently working on what seems to be their seventh catastrophic issue, right? So there's a huge win here. Jeremy O'Day's continued to find the guys, and their offensive lineman, Coach Harrison, he has done an absolutely amazing job at getting the guys who have just been thrown in to get them to the level of performance where, for instance, Trevor Harris, I mean, there wasn't a ton of issues in terms of pressure against Trevor Harris last week. Like, they've done a fantastic job preparing whoever's had to play on the offensive line and preparing them to compete at a high level and not just sort of go in there and take someone's place for 4 quarters, right?
What is the one thing that worries you about the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the rematch?
Well, they've got all the momentum, right? They played at a really high level. They've got Zach Calero's back. More importantly, one of the things that was concerning for me is how long Chris Streveler played and the Saskatchewan Roughriders still win. I think that they should have, when Chris Streveler went into that game, I was sure that the Riders had that in the bag, and I thought Winnipeg did a really good job. They put a lot of formations in there that helped Streveler. For instance, they used their sixth offensive lineman a ton, right? They were run heavy. He made a couple throws. He missed a few throws, but the ones he made helped, right? And again, when the game got to the crunch time, they went to their consistent guys. Nick Dembski, for instance, when they needed to play, they were looking for Dembski. So I think that what concerns me right now for Winnipeg is their momentum. I think they're getting better. I know everybody's talking about Adam Bighill getting back on the 6th game. I think that's advantage Winnipeg because Gauthier, before Bighill was not playing before, he was doing fine. So, again, momentum is on Winnipeg's side. They always play well in the Banjo Bowl or in this rematch. So, again, it's going to be tough tomorrow.
I actually think the other way, and I'm not going to discredit the momentum idea because I do agree with you there's momentum, but I think there's a little more hunger on the Riders' side. I think they're a little more desperate. They're going to do just one more thing. Everybody's going to make one more play. I think the Riders are going to be the bigger, more aggressive team on Saturday.
Well, listen, Sharky, I wish I could agree with you, right? But I think that the biggest thing about this game is that, and I said this on the post-game show last time out, is the Riders aren't able to cliche their way out of this one. If their next 5 opponents in the next 6 games are all Western Conference teams, they still have a chance to come out of this in great shape with a playoff game and a ton of momentum, right? You need to be playing your last 6 games, so that final third of the year, you need to be playing at its highest level. But right now, there's a difference between actually going out and executing and saying the things and feeling like, you're saying the right thing. And like, this team can't talk itself into a spot where they're going to win the game. They've got to go out and execute. The talent is there. Schematically on defense, it's there. But this team needs to go out, and the biggest thing too is they have to put together a 3-phase effort. We have yet to see this team in I don't know how many weeks put together a special teams, defense, and offensive effort where they've all been in sync. It hasn't happened in weeks, and the results have shown. So you can't talk your way into something. You can't say, "Oh man, we're ready for this. We're going to be desperate. It's time to fight, claw, and scratch." All of that's cool for the papers. But at the end of the day, you got to come out, you got to hit someone in the mouth, and you got to execute. And right now, Winnipeg, they're prepared for all of that, and they don't need to convince themselves to play, right? I feel like I'm seeing a lot of things in the media, and I'm seeing like everybody's saying the right thing, but saying it and doing it, Sharky, you know better than anybody. That's two different things, brother.
Got to get done.
Anyone under the age of 30 is like, papers? What the heck is he talking about?
Well,
yeah. These papers he speaks of.
What we asked Dave this question too, and I really think a Joe could be the guy that's going to step up. Maybe a guy on the offense, Luke, receiving. Maybe there's going to be a running back that unexpectedly. Who's the guy that steps up and surprises in this game or needs to?
Well, you know who I really like? I really like Keyshawn Johnson. I think that he's been everything that you want in a football player. He's been dependable. He seems like he's grasped this offense right. I love a Joe too. And the thing I like about him is he's going to block his tail off, and I think you need that. But I think that it feels like Trevor Harris has a real connection with Keyshawn Johnson, and he's starting to look for him in those bigger moments. And he got a touchdown last game. I feel like he's been one of the most consistent guys, and I really like him over there that boundary side tomorrow to make an impact. You're right. Someone has to step up, and I'm looking at Keyshawn Johnson, and I think Frankie Hickson. I mean, felt like we didn't give him the ball enough. It felt like the game was in a position where we probably could have ran the ball a little bit more, but I think that we need to involve the running game a little bit more, and if those two things happen, I think that Saskatchewan Roughriders got a chance.
Okay. Have a good call tomorrow. Next time, we got to get you on the stream because people want to see the always dapper Luke Muller.
Oh, man, yeah, I had something for him today, too, man. My bad. That was my fault. I forgot totally about it. I wore all my nice Colin O'Brien stuff for nothing.
Yeah.
Love it.
There we go. All right, Luke, have a good one tomorrow. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, boys.
Take care.
Luke Muller, part of the broadcast team here tomorrow on 620 CKRM. It all starts at 10 a.m. with Justin Dunk and Wes Cates and the Croft Electric countdown to kickoff, and then it goes into the pregame show with Luke and Dave jumping in at 12, and then 1 p.m. ball is in the air, kickoff Banjo Bowl. If you're out there harvesting at the lake, traveling, whatever you're doing, tune in. We thank you so much. Yeah, like it's I know they're not saying it, desperate. We're going to see desperation football.
It's a little bit of a must-win game. Like, it's not totally the game they have to win, but this is going to put them in a way different spot if they win over lose, and they're now 3 points behind Winnipeg, and it's going to be a bigger challenge. Win, they get 1 point ahead, plus the season series puts them in a way better spot as they move towards the playoffs.
I feel that, and then you're in a better spot still because the West is an absolute pick 'em.
Yeah.
Yes, that home field advantage come October, November,
going to be enormous. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking ahead to.
I don't want to slam the miss by Mario Alford. That was $1 million drop, right? If we don't get a home playoff game, that's $1 million drop.
I disagree. I don't put anything on him. Like I said, second quarter, that ball bounces it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I say, well, we could say that the egg they laid against Edmonton was $1 million.
Yep.
The game that they should have beat the Alouettes. They were the better football team in that game.
Without a doubt.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Ottawa playing in a monsoon.
Yep.
A gorilla.
There's a lot of $1 million misses out there, isn't there?
It's a slippery slope.
Let's
just start chucking out $1 million misses and $1 million things.
Suddenly they stack up pretty quick.
Okay.
I still like them tomorrow, though. I do. I like them tomorrow.
I like them tomorrow.
Yeah, big time. I think this is the game that they and again, if not, then we're in trouble. Then we've got to revisit and retool.
Yeah.
But I agree with Luke on Keyshawn. I do. I think this is Keyshawn's game.
Said. Yeah, you said that earlier. It's such a tough place to win for some reason, but they won here.
This isn't an easy place.
Like the Hustler said when we had him on earlier. He's like, it's not an easy place to win, and we won, so the Riders could easily pull it out there. If you're going to that game, it's going to be awesome. If you're going to the game tonight here, to Luke's comments when we first started, Rams hosting the Huskies, 7 p.m. at Mosaic. If you can't make it, it's right here on 620 CKRM with Brennan Maguire. So tomorrow, Sharky, another classic like we talked to Luke. We got the Hilltops and the Thunder. It's almost like it was marketed as this football weekend, although the Riders are on the road.
Big game tomorrow night. The Hilltops Thunder, both undefeated. It is the two best teams in the Prairie Junior Football Conference, has been for as long as lots of people can remember. It are the two teams that got to play each other. I picture kind of a slobber knocker of a football game. I really do. I think these two teams, there's not a lot of like there. They want to win the provincial rivalry, and I picture some people getting knocked down tomorrow night at Mosaic.
Starting quarterback for the Regina Thunder tomorrow, all accounts, will be Carter Moberg, having a heck of a season for the Thunder. He says the Thunder, they're not content with their 3-0 record. Colson's going to play it in a moment. Moberg says they're not content with their 3-0 record.
Yeah, we've had a good start, but this is kind of where we have our real test. So, like, this is what we've been looking forward to since the start of the year. Time to go out and prove that we deserve to be 3-0.
And then young Carter says he is excited for this provincial rivalry game.
It gives you extra motivation, right? When it's guys that you've been playing against for a long time and guys that you've seen before. So you want to go out there and you want to improve and beat them.
That's the thing, right? So there's a lot of these guys know each other.
Very well.
They played against each other, whether it's let me get my sheets here. The Ituna Trojans, Wynyard Bears, Lanigan Lasers, Southie 22 Storms, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, or they played in the city. They played for Holy Cross, or they played for Miller, or they played for Leboldus, or
they've seen these guys before. There's no surprises. The coaching staffs haven't changed. They know what the plan's going to be. Like I say, it's just a case of who's going to knock who on their butt and give themselves a chance to win.
And that's what Moberg says. He says they're ready to prove themselves against the Hilltops.
Saskatoon won last year, so they've earned that spot that they have. So we're going to try and take it from them.
7 p.m. tomorrow night at Mosaic Stadium.
Yep.
If you have children that enjoy the game, I'm going to coach the 10-11 Colts here in a bit, like flag football. This is a football province. It's a hockey province, but it's a football province.
Yep.
Take them to this. If you can't make it tonight to the Rams and Huskies, and if you're out there and you've never been to one, you're going, what are these guys talking about, Rams and Huskies?
Yeah.
It is unbelievable football.
Great ball.
Provincial rivalry.
Great ball. Yeah, you're going to see guys work as hard as anything in these two, Friday and Saturday night. Just the provincial rivalry, the personal rivalries.
Yes.
Right? There's personal rivalries at stake here. These guys played against each other in high school or were teammates in high school, and now they're not.
They went to bush parties together.
Now they want to put each other on their back, right?
Yeah.
They want to knock some people down. So it's a great, especially if you got young kids, it's really, really cost effective. Take them to, whether it's university or to the junior games, take them out and let them see some good football.
I'm going to make it, I'm going to make sure for the next Rams game, we got some tickets to give away, because we should be giving away tickets, because it's a chance for people, like I said, that don't have, maybe they can't get to a Rider game, although the Riders have made things very affordable.
They have, yep.
But this is great football to go watch when it comes to the Rams and Huskies tonight at Mosaic Stadium. And if you can't go, it's right here on 620 CKRM. Even if you're going to the game, take your little transistor radio, and you can listen to Brennan Maguire. 6:45 pregame show, 7 o'clock is kickoff. And the Rams put on a really nice little event. Cheerleaders, they got they engaged the kids.
Yep.
I remember taking my kids when they were really young, and they catching the foam footballs or something and hanging out. They got run of the whole side of
the
Mosaic.
whole stadium. Yeah,
it was awesome. Dad gets some popcorn, maybe a pork missile and a beer. Sit down and let the kids rip.
It's interesting you mentioned transistor radio. You might have to explain to some people what that is that they're supposed to take with them tonight.
If you get a newspaper subscription, they will give you a transistor radio. No. Yeah, so there's lots of football going on in the area. For a sick guy, you're laughing a lot today.
I am.
It's always fun.
This cold's going to go away.
Sportscage. If you're out there watching, there is a lot of people watching on Twitter, on the Twitter stream.
Love it.
And the YouTube stream. Maybe we'll see what the comments are going in. Oh, and you know what we got to do here momentarily? Maybe when we come back from break, we got to announce the winner of the Engelheim Tours trip to Minnesota, the Houston Texans, the Minnesota Vikings, September 22nd. You're on the motor coach. You're going down.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. You're on your way.
Yeah, that is only 2 weeks away.
That's exciting.
Big calendar guy. I have no idea what day it is.
But you're not retired. It's not like every night's Saturday night to you. You have a job.
It's just coaching, drink, work, coaching.
So just
repeat.
with the phone beeps, that's where you go.
10-11 Colts, fire it up tomorrow. Speaking of football, the 10-11 flag football Colts.
Where's that game at?
It's at the rugby fields. Tickets still available. Parking will be tough.
Good seats still available, but parking's a challenge.
Parking, I'm not going to say good seats are still available, but yeah, we got a squad. We got 5 or 6 kids that can just buzz. It's the all new Sportscage. If you're streaming, you're watching us on the YouTube channel, sportscage.com, and as always on the home of the Regina Rams, 620 CKRM.
The all-new Sportscage is brought to you by Busy Bee Doors. Busy Bee will repair or replace your residential or commercial garage doors so you don't get stuck in or out. Catch the buzz. Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists. Rider Nation, the all-new Sportscage is bringing you Cooperators Rough Rider football like never before. Now, for every home game, you can watch the Rider Radio live stream on our Sportscage YouTube channel. Saturday, September 28th, the Riders take on the Red Blacks. The live stream starts at 10 with Countdown to Kickoff brought to you by Croft Electric. And we wrap up the game with a Sportscage Radio Roundtable brought to you by McDougall Auction. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. And don't miss a minute of our Rider Radio live stream.
In town, at the cabin, or on the farm, only one rural internet provider brings you a whole home solution. Access Rural Internet now offers download and upload speeds up to 350 megs for one low price. Plus, keep entertained with Access Next TV Stream and keep an eye on your home and property with Access Rural Security, each for just $14.95 a month extra. Get more from your rural internet service. Visit myaccess.ca today.
Football fans, score $200 in free plays with playnow.com/green200. Playnow.com is fully operated by Sega, and whether you're a new player or already have a Playnow account, you're eligible for a $100 sports free bet and a $100 casino free bet with a minimum $40 deposit when you enter promo code GREEN200. That's right, visit playnow.com/green200 today and enter promo code GREEN200 to redeem $200 in free plays. Must be 19 plus. Use your game sense.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Strasbourg, Last Mountain Lake area, call Dean at Solid Works Carpentry or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
When you want the best for your truck, you want Line-X. Your truck has withstood the harshest elements Saskatchewan has thrown at it. Rocks, gravel, rain, sleet, and snow, and left with no chips, no rust. Line-X protective coating keeps your truck's bed liners, rocker panels, and bumpers looking like brand new. Don't settle for Brand X. Go with Line-X. It's serious protection. Come see why everybody loves taking their truck to Line-X Regina for their rocker panels, bumpers, and more. Line-X. Make your truck complete. 1865 McCarra Street.
Hear that? That's the sound of lost revenue. Hi, I'm Terry from Zipperlock Building Company. At Zipperlock, our buildings don't have any bolts, so you don't have to worry about water leaking and spoiling your fertilizer or grain. Plus, your valuable farm equipment will stay nice and dry. We promise that you'll get the Zipperlock building that suits your needs, with no bolts, no leaks, no BS. Zipperlock Building Company, built in hours to last a lifetime. See us in Raymore or call 1-888-692-5515.
Meet your new favorite shade of green. At Nick's Service, we offer the Fendt 500 Vario Series tractor that's tailor-made for your farm. Get better stability, ease of use, and comfort with one tractor. Whether you're feeding, tilling, baling, or hauling, this series is built for your farm. Experience up to 163 horsepower with this multi-purpose tractor. Visit Nick's Service in Emerald Park or go to nicksservice.com to get a quote on the Fendt 500 Vario Series.
Hi, Jason here, General Manager at Capital Ford Lincoln, and I want to tell everyone that employee pricing has been extended to September 30th. Right now is the best time to get into a new Ford. On top of employee pricing and great financing rates, only Capital Ford is adding additional discounts as high as $2,500 over and above. Combining these two great offers generates savings as high as $20,500 off new 2024 models. See all the details at capitalfordlincoln.com. Hurry though, employee pricing ends September 30th.
Rider Nation lives on 620 CKRM. I'm Dave Thomas, voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Tomorrow is game day as the Riders take on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Countdown to kickoff with Justin Dunkas at 10 a.m. Pre-game show starts at 12. And kickoff with Luke Muller and I is at 1. Saskatchewan Roughrider football on the Cooperators Rough Rider Radio Network is brought to you by Western Ag Professional Agronomy, Sask Lotteries, and your Saskatchewan AGCO dealers. Stream every minute of Rider football at sportscage.com.
The all-new Sportscage is live streaming from our Century Studios in downtown Regina. Watch now at sportscage.com. Be part of the show by texting 306-936-6262. 620 CKRM.
Yeah, we've been having this promo. Thanks again to everybody from Engelheim Tours. They're got the bus ready to go. It's going to be loaded up. Going to Minnesota to watch the Vikings and the Houston Texans, September 22nd. If you're an NFL football fan, reasonable.
Why wouldn't you?
Especially if you go to 4-pack, like the four ball.
Yeah, slam it in.
Yeah, you can. There's still a few seats available. So it is time. We already called him. We let him know. We did the Wheel of Winning in the break, and we got him on the line. He is absolutely jacked to head down and watch the Minnesota Vikings and the Houston Texans. Like I said, let's go out there in the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Trevor Olenek, what was the feeling when you found out here that you're going on the trip?
Yeah, really surprised. Pretty excited about it.
What? How many times did you enter the keyword out of curiosity?
I'd say around 10.
See? There we go. We got hard data. We got stats. If
you can't just enter once. If you want to win, you got to enter often.
What if you would have said once? So that would have been really cool.
That would have been, very cool.
That would have been awesome. All right. So are you a fan of either team here?
I'd say, yeah, Vikings, decent fan of the Vikings, I guess. Not the number one team, but still up there.
Who's your number one team?
Seahawks.
So the old Seahawks in there. Yeah, no. So what? Who are you taking now that you know? Any ideas?
There's a short list. I'll make some calls tonight here.
Oh, Trevor. Anybody that knows Trevor Olenek out there
call him.
in Sportscage listener. Trevor, it's awesome. I'm sure you're going to have a blast. Little Mall of America. You can go get some shopping done. I don't know if you got a wife or a girlfriend, but it's always nice if you're going on a boys' trip, maybe head to Tiffany's if they have one in the mall.
Yeah, that's a big nut. You went right to Tiffany's?
I was going to go Bed Bath & Beyond, but I think we have one here now.
Yeah,
we'll stick with that one. So.
Yeah,
stick with that one.
Tiffany's, wow.
Tiffany's, yeah. Or Jersey Mike's. We don't have those here. Just go bring back a submarine sandwich. Hey, Trevor, have fun. Congratulations, and thanks for listening to the Sports Cage and entering.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks. Big shout out to Engelheim Tours for setting it up, too.
Right on.
Appreciate it.
Right on. Trevor Olenek, our winner of the Engelheim Tours trip. So now, if you didn't win, go right now and buy those last few seats. It's going to be a blast.
It's an easy trip. That's the other thing. We're not driving to Denver. Like, this is an easy trip to get to Minneapolis. It's not as far as you think.
In September, too.
Yeah. The weather's going to be beautiful there.
If you've never been to the Minneapolis, St. Paul area, it is just driving through it is so nice. All the lakes and the fancy houses on the lakes. Somewhat depressing, I guess. But it's very...
Because you don't have one of those fancy houses on the lakes.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
No. So thanks so much to everyone at Engelheim Tours. I'm sure we'll do something like this again. It's great. And again, you can go on engelheimtours.ca and buy yourself a package if you want to go. Texts are starting to come in. That's a good one, Roscoe. I guess I'll unpack, he says.
No, you just got to make a phone call, Roscoe. Phone Engelheim. Get yourself on the bus.
It's so cheap, Rod. Hey, this is my take. Anytime we're going to go on a trip, a boys' trip or trip with the missus, anything like that, in a year from now, am I going to go, I really miss that $2,000, $1,500, whatever it is.
You'd have spent it on something else.
Exactly.
Probably dumber.
As long as you're working.
Yeah. As long as there's more coming in.
Yeah. And you don't rip 8 packs a day or something like that crazy. You don't have a vice. Sprinkletown.
When you get an opportunity to go on these things, like my fishing trip I went on in August, you don't pass that up. You jump on top of that and get on going.
Live like you were dying, Tim McGraw said.
Well, we all are. Just some faster than others.
Wow. We're really.
It's a really somber show today. Death has been prevalent.
It's the all-new Sports Cage. If you're streaming and watching, thanks so much. Sportscage.com or on the radio 620 CKRM. When we come back, we're talking Saskatoon Blades with Les Lazaruk. It's the Sports Cage on the home of the Regina Rams, 620 CKRM.
Patterson Liquid Systems. Expect the best.
The growing season on the prairies might be 4 months long, but the spraying season is closer to 6. The Patterson Liquid Systems Inductor Flex helps you maximize the most used piece of equipment on the farm. Toss that old yellow tank and don't waste time holding your hose waiting for the sprayer to fill. With accurate induction meters and a 440-gallon-a-minute pump, the Flex lets you fill faster and apply smarter.
Tiny toppings and cardboard-flavored carbs are not what you get when you order from Western Pizza. But they haven't just perfected pizza. No, my friend, add Caesar salad to that list, along with satisfying garlic toast, baked lasagna, crispy chicken wings, and every other item on their extensive menu. Western Pizza makes food for hungry people. So if you're only kinda sorta hungry, you should invite more people. Western Pizza, big on toppings, big on taste.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Radville-Weyburn area, call Darren and Claude at South Sask Builders. Or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
What's going on in the markets? When is the right time to invest? What should you do with your money today? When Doug had questions, he talked to Brian Gawley.
What I like about Brian is he seems to be really into his job and does the research. I do what I do good, and he does what he does good, and that's why I hire him.
You don't have to plan your financial future alone.
I would definitely recommend Brian because he's done well for us.
Call Brian Gawley of Smart Investing Solutions, 306-546-2533.
At Flamin, you have room to grow and take space, just like Jerry, who's thriving in a new role.
My name is Jerry Valkamp. I was originally hired on as a parts and rentals associate, and I'm currently a part of the aftermarket support team here at Flamin. One thing I really like about this company is that there's always a wealth of opportunities to grow. There's always opportunity to move around once you're within the business too.
You fit at Flamin. To learn more about Flamin and our current job openings, visit flamin.com/careers.
So, how big is yours?
5 inches.
That's about average. How'd you like 6 inches?
6 inches.
6 inches? That would be a big improvement.
A 6-inch package from Prairie 6-inch eaves trough is made specifically for your farm building. 6-inch eaves troughs are more durable and efficient during storms. They're family owned and operated, so you'll get an honest installation at a fair price. Prairie 6-inch eaves trough, your farm shop specialist. Call 570-6415.
Wolseley, a small town that's big on opportunities. Wolseley is perfectly situated on Highway 1 and the CP rail line. If you're starting a new business or considering a change of location, Wolseley is the place for you. The town of Wolseley currently has land set aside for commercial development, but we're not all business. Play around on our local golf course, cool off with the whole family at the splash park, or just relax at the beach. Wolseley, we're waiting to welcome you. Learn more at wolseley.ca.
From road reports to community events, call or text us 306-936-6262. Driven by Capital Ford Lincoln, Saskatchewan's #1 Ford retailer. CapitalFordLincoln.com on 620 CKRM.
Don't miss a minute of the all-new Sportscage. Podcasts are posted at sportscage.com. 620 CKRM.
We're getting text messages in for people that know
Trevor.
Mr. Olnick.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice guy.
He's got friends coming out of the woodwork.
Congratulations to him. Yes, exactly. He'll have buddies calling him tonight. Hey, what are you doing tonight?
What are you doing?
Want to go for a
let's get
couple
together.
of beers?
I'll buy.
Yeah, he's off to watch the Vikings and the Houston Texans. Let's go out on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline, and he's joining us on a video stream. If you're watching us, there he is. You've heard him on the station before, the voice of the Saskatoon Blades, the voice of the Saskatoon Berries. The guy can call it all. Lester Lazaruk, how's it going up there? How's Blade Camp been?
Barney, I haven't gone to it a whole bunch. I think I went on opening day. Then I went on Monday just to see and chat with the coaches. I'm not a big training camp guy. I don't really believe in it. I think it's for the players, their parents, the coaches, and the managers and people who put together the team. For anybody else, it's really not my scene, and I don't think it should be for a fan as well.
Oh, there we go. So do the Blades, do they play like a blue and gold game or anything, or do they have that little tournament?
No, they do a scrimmage tournament. They had 77 players that were available to play, split them into 4 groups, and played a mini tournament. They call it the Kirkness Cup after the late Bobby Kirkness, who was an original SaskTel Center employee or Saskatchewan Place employee working in the rink. And then he, after his retirement from Saskatchewan Place, became a member of the Blades staff, helping out with equipment, running around, helping out in the dressing room, big favorite of the players. And so they do that tournament, and they finish that up back on Sunday.
Les, the Blades had a heck of a run last year. Obviously fell a little short, a little disappointed on their part. Although it was a great series with Moose Jaw, man, you couldn't ask for more from a junior hockey series. So obviously a bit of a rebuild in Bladestown. How's the feeling there that with the new group coming in?
Well, they don't like the word rebuild. Show me anybody that likes the word rebuild. Nobody does.
Freeze, Colin Lumber.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But as far as junior hockey teams go, rebuild's a dirty word. Colin Priestner calls it the next wave. So the next wave is starting, and with the Blades, it's funny. I spoke with Brennan Sawney, the now departed head coach, joining Coachella Valley Firebirds, the American League affiliate of the Seattle Kraken, just before he left town back in the middle of August. And he said to me, you know what? There's no real top dog in the East Division like there has been in the last few years with Winnipeg Ice for a couple of years and Prince Albert before that. And then, last year the Blades and Moose Jaw. He says, there's no real big dog in the East Division. He says, and as a result, I think the Blades, with what they've got returning, could still be contending for first place in the East Division. That may be a little bit optimistic, but that's what the Blades should be thinking, is that they've got Evan Gardner in goal, who had a super rookie year last year, got drafted in the second round by Columbus. They've got Tanner Mollendijk coming back, a first-round pick of the Nashville Predators. And you've got Brandon Lazowski, a 20-year-old who scored 42 goals last year, returning. So now the hope is that those 3 fellas, sort of looking, and a pretty good defense. I mean, they've got 2 20-year-old defensemen coming back with Ben Saunderson and Graydon Seepman. So their defense and goaltending should be good. The big question mark, who's going to score the goals? Lazowski will help. Ben Reich, acquired from Victoria, former Moose Jaw Warrior, will help. Beyond that, some guys are going to have to really step up from being in third and fourth line roles, become first and second liners, and find the back of the net like they used to when they were playing under 15.
Yeah, who would be the rookie to watch for the Blades this year, do you think?
Braden Klimke on the blue line is going to be somebody to watch out for. He's an offensive defenseman. Last year he came in, he was 5'9", 140 pounds. He played 13 games when they needed him to play back at the end of November, early December. He's put a couple of inches on, he's put a few pounds on. He's got all kinds of confidence. He's an offensive style defenseman who skates really well. The other night in Prince Albert, he was the most noticeable Blade out on the ice with his ability to rush the puck. So I would look for him to be the big rookie star for the Blades this season.
You had mentioned earlier that there's probably no team that's really setting themselves up as the number 1 team in the East, but we got to pick somebody. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Saskatoon? Is Moose Jaw going to be able to come back?
Brandon?
Is it Brandon?
I think the two. Sharky, I think the 2 teams would be Brandon and Prince Albert. Those would be my picks to be the top 2 teams. And then the Blades and Moose Jaw, Swift Current will battle there again for positioning in behind those 2. Those 2, though, Brandon and Prince Albert, should be, by all rights, the 2 teams.
Okay, we got about 30 seconds here, and I want to talk to you about this more. But you've called games for a long time. I've been in the biz or around it for a long time. There is the possibility for 5 kids from Saskatoon to play on the World Junior team this year and 1 from Prince Albert. I think 3 are going to play. Isn't that amazing, Les?
Well, it is amazing, but then again, we've had that happen before. I mean, the year of Braden Shen, the old Contacts team from back in the late 2000s with Shen or the mid 2000s with Shen and Carter Ashton and those sorts of people, and a few of those kids ended up going on and playing for Canada at the World Juniors. So give a lot of credit to the Saskatoon Minor Hockey Association.
Yeah.
Kelly Bowes and their folks are just crowing about the fact that they've been able to develop some pretty good talent over the years, not just now, but in the past as well. And it's wonderful to see the Saskatoon kids be able to contribute on the world stage.
All right. Okay. So next time I'm in Saskatoon, let's go for a lunch at Sardinia's. And the next time you're down here, let's go for a lunch at Western Pizza.
For sure. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, thanks for doing this, Les. As always, you're a pro, and have a good week, and have a Daiboja.
Yeah, I shall. Sharky, Shink, take care. Good to see you, boys, and we'll see you soon.
Right
Thanks, Les. Cheers.
Voice of the Saskatoon Blades, just an absolute pro when it comes to calling the hockey game.
And loves what he does.
The last year when Moose Jaw scored that last goal against Saskatoon and just how he handled it, I would have lost my mind.
He like you say, he's a true pro. He was telling the story. He was calling the game.
Yeah.
It wasn't him personally. He was telling the story of what was happening in the hockey game. That's why he's the best.
Tomorrow afternoon, if you're wondering what time the Rider game starts, the pregame show, Croft Electric, Countdown to Kickoff, is right here with Wes and Justin Dunk at 10 a.m.
Yep.
Then Luke and Dave are joining at noon, and kickoff is at 1 o'clock. I know a lot of people are confused with 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Yeah, I was confused for a while.
It's 2 o'clock in Winnipeg, it's 1 o'clock here.
2 o'clock in Winnipeg, 1 o'clock here. If you just joined, you didn't catch the start of the show, Dave Thomas was stuck in traffic with Trevor Harris, Ariel,
Brian Cox,
and Coach Mace. Before we get to Dave and the Blue Jay report, Dave did have a chance to catch up with Coach Mace. We're going to go to this and then right into the Blue Jay report. So we'll talk to everybody Monday. Sharky, how was your first streaming? It's fun in here, isn't it?
It's different. It's different. Yeah. You really got to pay attention differently than we normally did.
Got to be on your toes.
Got to be on your toes. Can't
been a
nod
blast.
off and put your head down. You got to be sharp.
Curtis Gammon, Colson Schultz, thanks so much for everything this week. It's been an unreal week. A big, huge learning curve for all of us. Trying to follow a camera for 3 hours is something that I want to say I bit off a little more than I could maybe chew.
You did fine. I don't know why you're so hard on yourself. You look fantastic.
I'm always hard on myself. You're the one that's always saying I look horrible. Well, that's nice of you.
No,
give me that NASCAR jacket again.
We can put that back on.
Chuck that bad boy back on. So we got the Blue Jay report coming up. We'll talk to you on Monday. Here is Dave Thomas with the coach of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Cory Mace.
Coach, can you explain the mindset of your team coming in after a couple of tough losses and weeks you've been through in the last little bit?
Yeah, I think, there's a sense of just frustration, tripping over ourselves and putting ourselves in kind of a tough jam. But, I think there's a little bit of eagerness to get back out there and see what it looks like when we put together a full team effort, in 3 phases. So, we've unfortunately found different ways to trip ourselves up, and yet the game always comes down to the wire. So if we don't, what does that look like?
You talk about frustration. How do you get that frustration resolved? Is it just result?
It's tricky question. Yes, the result certainly will help, but I'm sure something else will show up that we were going to want to try to fix. So, we're always still trying to chase perfection, even though you kind of never want to attain it, but you do. You want to be closer to that finish line. Specifically at this point in the season, some of the things that we've been doing are not really falling into the characteristics that we want for this team. But in saying so, we fix one thing and then something else comes. So I'm excited to see what we look like tomorrow.
That something else comes always seems to be on the offensive line lately. Another new group going out there this week. I know it's been next man up mentality, but is it hard to keep saying that?
It's part of the game. It's a physical sport, and unfortunately, guys fall to injury. For us, it's just been it's been in multiple positions, but that position specifically, it's been quite a bit. But in saying that, there's many guys in that room who've had playing experience, and I think that'll benefit us, going down the stretch. But certainly there are guys who we still have faith with. We've won games with guys who weren't obviously our starters. And it pushes communication and, the coaching with Coach Ed, having veteran leadership that's still, with Logan out there and, Trevor Reed's played a bunch of games now. We can lean on those guys a little bit in these situations to help us out.
The communication can be tough in a building like this. Do you simplify things? How do you assist that?
Yeah, there's different ways. Every team kind of prepares for hostile environments, and, this is certainly going to be that. But that's exciting. That's part of what you love, playing the game and being around the game, for these guys to come out and play in a place where not very many people are going to be fans of you. So, you got to be at your best, and, communication-wise, you try to prepare yourself for that throughout the week. But we have to be dialed in everything, whether it's communication on the field, on the sideline, with our coaches on the phones, et cetera, to get the job done.
You had two very excited men in Jackson Ford and Nick Wiebe. They get an opportunity to suit up for the first time. Tell me a little bit about them and what they've been through to get to this point.
Yeah, these two guys, one is looking for his first snap ever as a professional. The other one, has got a bunch of games under his belt. So, and ironic, both of their alma maters, I think, are going toe-to-toe tonight, or I guess, this weekend. So it's just kind of cool, that they've been kind of partners in crime, is trying to prepare to get back to this moment. So to see it come to fruition where they both get to, put the cleats on, strap the helmet up for us together as well. Excited as ever for those guys. They work their tail off.
So what does your team need to do to go ahead and fix those little things that'll add to a big thing, which is a W?
Yeah, I think the easiest way to do, or to say it, would be if this crowd is quiet tomorrow. If we're able to manage that, that means a lot of things are going right our way. But it's really going to come down to, again, just everybody focusing on what their specific job is, and really trying to limit the mistakes. We can't have mistakes bite us in the tail. So we do that. We play our physical brand of football. We do that for 60. Start fast, finish strong. We put ourselves in the best chance.
I'm Dave Thomas, and it's time for the Blue Jays Report for Shore-D Generators. Keep the power in your hands with an automatic standby generator from Shore-D Generators, the standby generator experts. The search for positives parade, also known as the Toronto Blue Jays stretch run, continues. This past week, the Jays dropped 2 of 3 games in Minnesota over the weekend and then were swept by Philadelphia in a 2-game mini-series earlier this week. The Jays are now 7 games below 500 with 21 games left to go in the season, and hoping to get back above 500 and attempt to catch Tampa Bay and Boston in the AL East to get out of the basement. That said, the Jays are in full evaluation mode of their younger players, and so far pitcher Bowden Francis has gotten full marks. He pitched 14-plus no-hit innings in his previous 2 starts before dropping a 4-2 decision to Philadelphia on Wednesday. Now, Francis did surrender a leadoff homer to Kyle Schwarber, Schwarber's MLB record 13th leadoff homer of the season. Now, despite that, Jays manager John Schneider continues to like what he sees from his young hurler.
Tough lineup, and he pitched really well. Schwarber, glad we don't see him again, with the series he had, but the Clemens homer, didn't know if that was going to get out. But for him to kind of just continue to attack, no walks, 6 strikeouts, kept us in the game. It speaks volumes to kind of where he is, really, it's just a couple homers is the only real blemish, but I thought he was really good again, and another kind of stepping stone, I think, for him as a starter.
And he's not concerned about burning the young arm of Francis out.
We trust that he's pretty strong still, His velo was a little bit down early, and then it kind of crept back up as he went on, which was good to see. He's checking some boxes.
Meantime, the Jays are definitely evaluating their catchers for next season, and veteran Alejandro Kirk, who had an extremely slow start, is starting to stake his claim, according to the skipper.
I think, at-bats are more consistent, which I think helps for anyone, and he's controlling the zone better, and he's got a pretty simple swing. So I think kind of, that's what it comes down to with him. He's got elite bat-to-ball skills.
Meantime, Davis Schneider has been marred in a 2-month slump and may be starting to find his way out of it. The manager says there are some encouraging signs for a player that they're hoping for in the future.
I think we've been talking about him being a little quick and pulling off. His at-bats, he's taken some good swings, like I've been saying. He just hasn't been ending the at-bat when he should. And, hopefully he can continue to listen to Vladdy and turn things around.
The Jays play 3 games in Atlanta this weekend before returning to the Dome for a series with the Mets next week. And that's your Blue Jays report. For Short-E Generators, keep the power in your hands with an automatic standby generator from Short-E Generators, the standby generator experts.
Okay.